Camp's underway. Football has really started. You know, the first day of Niners OTAs is over, and there was plenty to notice, but nothing should have been taken too seriously just yet. In fact, most of what took place today really could have been expected. Tonight, we'll be combing over the media reports about the details from the Bay Area beat writers while taking your phone calls for your take on the day. Niners! Work out! Come on! Wait to get back on that field after last year's embarrassing season. There are things that have to be done soon. Quickly, get it done! God, what an embarrassment. Hawks fans, all you, boy, I tell you what, man, you guys, come on. You might as well run smack now because the steps go in soon. Bad news, though, fam. You know, I couldn't wait. NFL Network's Mike Garoppolo reported, quote, Jeff Wilson was among 8 players not practicing, and his absence is a result of meniscus surgery that will keep him out potentially 4 to 6 months. And if Wilson is indeed out until midseason, 49ers will pretty much lean more on rookie Trey Sermon and veteran Wayne Gallman Jr. to back up starter Raheem Mostert. You know what's really funny about the way, is that Shanahan, man, the 49ers are going to get good at this at some point, I would reckon, right? Because he went out and got all in running backs, and we got Jeffrey Wilson. Mate, how long did he know about Wilson's injury? Wilson didn't do that in practice today, right? Anyway, Michael Hasty also returned for his second season as a backup. But fam, you know, last year, Wilson actually led the 49ers rushing unit 600 yards and 7 touchdowns despite missing 4 games. You know what? We're going to miss Jeffrey Wilson. I don't know what these new guys are going to look like, but Jeffrey Wilson was badass last year. All that included a 3-game stretch with a high ankle sprain after a 3-touchdown effort at New England. Mrs. Wilson's baby boy was establishing himself as a reliable force. And suddenly, boom! That's the way it goes. That's what's scary about this game. Jeffrey, get better, man. God. And about Nicky B, Mrs. Bosa's baby boy, Nick, remains in Florida with Mama, continuing to rehab last season's knee injury with Coach Shanahan's blessing. According to Cam Inman of the Mercury News, Bosa's absence was obvious today at OTAs for a couple of reasons. One, Bosa means so much to the Niners defense, whether it's winning NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year honors or for a Super Bowl-bound team in 2019, or exiting with a season-ending knee injury to headline last season's carnage. Number 2, almost all 49ers are present for OTAs, which are voluntary until June 15 to 17. Mandatory minicamp, which tells you a lot about the guys and their ambitions this year. This week marked the start of Phase 3 of the offseason program. As you know, and more than 80 players are working out despite April's warning that many would abstain because of COVID precautions. Not these guys. The 3, all previous indications have been Bosa's recovering well from that September 20th tear of last year to his left knee's anterior cruciate ligament. And Shanahan said this about that. I've been talking to Nick since February on this. He came out to get checked in February, and it's going great. He's working with his brother and trainer. I just didn't want to take him off his routine right now. We fully expect him to be ready for training camp. Unquote. Bosa did the brunt of his rehab from knee reconstruction late last year in Orange County before returning this offseason to his hometown his hometown of Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, you know, man, George Kittle says he's been in contact with almost daily with Nicky, noting, quote, he's rehabbing well. He's very happy where he is in recovery. I see the workout videos, like all of us have. He looks great. He sees our film from OTAs and says he's ready to come after me again. Quote, boy, Nick, well, I bet he gets a kick out of taking George down. And about the quarterbacks, right? Because Jimmy and Jimmy G and T. Lance, They took reps at the same time on adjoining fields in 7-on-7 drills, then rotated in 11-on-11 action while the other 3 QBs were just hanging out. I guess they'll call us when they need us. Expect to get any playing time, even in practice this year? That's hilarious. JG worked with a holdover startovers and completed passes to Brandon Ayuk, Debo, Juice, Heem, and welcome back Jawad Jennings, who, by the way, is looking quicker than his rookie year. Dude caught a 20-yard pass in stride. Could it be that the guy we're looking for to replace Kendrick could be Jay Jennings? When asked about Jimmy, Shanahan said with exuberance, quote, "Jimmy looks like you've always known him. He's been great these 2 weeks. His ankle seems totally healed. I haven't asked him about it because he looks so good. Hopefully we'll give him a few more reps and get everyone in shape," unquote. Meanwhile, the newbie and number 3 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trey Lance. Trey has got to be given some time to, he's got to acclimate. So, judgments, and I'll tell you something about Grant Cohn in a second, it's hilarious. Trey Lance missed high on a couple of passes, one of which bounced off tight end Josh Peterson's hands and was intercepted by Tavon Wilson, safety Tavon Wilson. Jared Maiden dropped a potential interception on a Lance pass toward Travis Benjamin. Shanahan wasn't bothered by Lance's overthrows or any potential mechanical scrutiny. Instead, he is impressed as he gets to know Mrs. Lance's baby boy. Said Shanahan, quote, "You want to get to know the guy. Being with him the past 2 weeks, he's been everything we hoped and more. It's been fun to throw a lot at him." Did you see the media conference already? Grant Cohn, being Grant Cohn, asked about the mistakes and asked, quote, "Trey Lance threw an interception, grip. Trey Lance threw an interception on a pass in 7-on-7 that was a little high. Then he had another pass that was almost picked that was a little high. I know it was not a concern in May, but when he does miss high, what do you see from him mechanically?" To which Shanahan quipped, "Nothing. I'm watching where the ball's going. We don't judge a guy's mechanics every time he throws. That would drive a guy crazy. We just try to coach him and get the ball to the right spot. Usually it has to do with where your feet are in your time, and your feet under you. You're throwing it on time. So that's just stuff you want them to work through and get better at. But there's no secret to, hey, if you just do this so it won't be high, we'll let you write about that, but that's not how I coached him." Shanahan, this goes back a couple of years, actually, with Shanahan and Grant. Hey, Jalen Hurd signing. That's the good news. Jalen Hurd did conditioning runs on the side with strength coach Dustin Perry during practice. Please, Jalen Hurd. And if Jawad Jennings is going to continue to look like he's looking, okay, I think we may have something here. Hurd looks spry and did not wear a knee brace. Oh! Having torn an ACL on the second day of training camp last year, he did not participate in the team's warm-up stretches today. Shanahan said about Jay Hurd, quote, "He's done a good job in his ACL rehab and should be ready to go in camp." Deion, maybe this is the year when Deion's been running the Missouri quip on him. You got to show me. It could be. And Trent Williams and Juice were present, but center Alex Mack, the offense's other top off-season signing, was not present. D. Ford was among the few no-shows, along with Robbie Gold. Working on the side with trainers were safeties Kwaski T and Marcel Harris, along with linebacker Nathan Gary. If you haven't heard, Shanahan said center Weston Richburg is on the roster but intends to retire. I think they've already made that official in the last couple hours, actually. That move is expected to formally come next month for cap-related relief. There you go. 49ers getting more cash. June is that month, too, ain't it? A D. Ford update. D returned last week to see his doctor in Alabama after rehabbing with the United staff since a back injury knocked him out after last season's opening game. I forgot about which game did D enter and exit. Didn't wait. First game, I'm out. Ford has really made a lot of strides. Everyone knows the sensitivity. This is what Shanahan said about DF. Ford has really made a lot of strides. Everyone knows the sensitivity of his injury with his back. He's been putting in a lot of work, and it's going in the right direction, unquote. Ford is expected to return by next month's mandatory minicamp, but won't be cleared for field work until training camp, per Coach Shanahan. So for now, the starting lineup's looking like this. Although Trent Williams was present, he did not participate or partake in full team drills. That put Justice School at left tackle next to Lakin T. Daniel Brunskill was at the center position. Alex Mack will be back later. Colton McKivitz was at right guard, and Mike McGlinchey was at his spot at right tackle. I know you said, what happened to Aaron Banks? Second string. O-line showed left to right, Jalen Moore, Tom Compton, Jake Brindle, Aaron Banks, and Sean Coleman. The first 11 on defense included Eric Armstead, DJ Jones, Javon Kinlaw, Samson Ibukam. On that line, Jason Verrett and Emmanuel Mosley were the first team cornerbacks, and T. Moore lined up in place of Tart next to Jimmy Ward at safety. By the way, the Julio Jones rumors, Coach Shanahan finally answered today, making sure not to violate the NFL's tampering rules. They will fine you. They will fine you, and in some cases they go farther than that. But he did confirm the 49ers would be interested in trading for Julio Jones. Shanahan did allow he respects Jones as much as any player he's coached, and Jones made All-Pro the 2 seasons Shanahan served as the Falcons coordinator in 2015 to 2016. So, of course he wants Julio Jones, but you know what? Can we get him or not? And can we afford him and all that? Getting some more money back from Western Richburg. I wonder how much. That'll put us well over $20 million, most likely. Stay tuned on that. Fab, you know what I want to do? A real quick look before we go to the phones. I advised you yesterday. I said, look, go over what everybody else says, and then go find out what Grant Cohn said. Where did I put Grant? There he is. You know, Grant, he divides up the good and the not so good. He said good things about Jimmy, though. Looked healthy for the first time in ages. Didn't wear a brace on his surgically repaired left knee, and his right ankle, which held him out of 10 games last season, seemed fine. Garoppolo completed 11 of 15 passes and didn't throw any INTs. He looked like a veteran who's entering his 4th season with the 49ers, which is what he is. Good to see him perform as he should. About Brandon Ayuk, led the team with 4 catches during team drills and also returned kickoffs during special team drills, which is great news because Ayuk should be a returner. Also, Deebo Samuel caught 3 passes during team drills and also returned kickoffs with Ayuk. It's great to know. Here's the part I love the most. It's great to know that head coach Kyle Shanahan read my articles and took my suggestion to play his best players on special teams. Smart man. Go Grant. Wide receiver Juwan Jennings beat starting nickelback K'Wan Williams down the seam for a 25-yard catch during 7-on-7. Garoppolo threw the pass. Jennings looks like he's in much better shape than he was a year ago as a rookie. He looks stronger and faster. Maybe he will be the top slot receiver, which replaces KB. That is exciting, though. Is Jennings ready to go? Man, running back Trey Sermon had the longest run of the day. It was an outside zone run to his right. Sermon burst through the line and cut back all the way across the field to gain 30 yards. His acceleration and balance are eye-popping. That's the second time Grant said good things about this guy. I can't wait to see Trey Sermon preseason. Please hurry and come. What do you say about T-Moore start alongside Ward because Jaquasi Tart? Not a big deal there. Oh, cornerback Jason Verrett. I feel like I've never seen Verrett healthy in May, but he seems perfectly healthy now. And strong, too. His thighs are massive. It's hard to tell he ever battled injuries. Amazing. And here's the thing. Here's what Grant said about head coach Kyle Shanahan. He made Trey Lance do Trey Lance-specific things for the first time in front of the media this offseason. I'm not allowed to say what those Trey Lance-specific things were, house rules, plus I wouldn't want to reveal the 49ers secrets, but it's good to see Shanahan coaching Lance the right way. All right, because In fact, Grant was pissed off about that last time they saw him. The not so good, he went right after Lance again, completed 10 of 15 patches, which is terrific, but he threw an interception and should have thrown two. Both passes were high and over the middle. The first one tipped off the hands of tight end Josh Peterson. I mentioned that already. And hey, here's the thing. Grant and I got into it about Josh Rose. I said, Grant, no, I don't expect Josh to start over Jimmy. So what does Grant do? It is not so good. Got exactly 0 reps of 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s, along with Josh Johnson and Nate Sudfeld, who were mere observers like me, not sure what they're doing here. Ambry Thomas in the not-so-good category. Broke up a pass intended for Austin Watkins, but everyone does that. When Thomas faced Travis Benjamin, Thomas got beat by a quick whip route. Eager to see what Thomas does when the one-on-one drills begin. See, this is what I'm saying. You hear about the good stuff, mostly, but you don't hear about anything bad. About Diamador Lenore gave up a long catch over the middle to Debo, who was running on an over route. Lenore isn't particularly big, fast, or explosive, which is a problem for an NFL cornerback. Wide receiver Austin Watkins doesn't get open, doesn't beat anyone. Seems like the guy who will make all the defensive backs look good. It's early, though. Maybe he'll improve. Man. Okay. There you go. There's a full perspective of what happened today, including the Grant Cohn observations, which are always counter to what you see mostly from the good guys and the other beat writers. Man, yes, hey, Ronbo, shout out from Bend, Oregon, and Go Niners, Sean Bullard. I love it when I hear that notification, Big Rob. Thanks, Sean. Mr. 16, Downey, Montana. What's up? Checking in from 818, Bang Bang Niner Gang all day and tomorrow. TJ Malone. There are to be no excuses from Kyle and Jimmy. I think Bosa will destroy some opposing QBs. A part of me hopes he knocks one out of a game. Grant Cohn eats Cheerios with a fork. There were no excuses today from Kyle or Jimmy. Let's go to the phone right now and say, hey, 49ers Ultimate Report. John!
Ronbo!
John, you checked out what happened today. What did you take from today's first day back in class?
Today is a good day, to basically look at the performances of, all of the players. And then one of the things that, I kind of have to agree with Grant for the first time in ever is that, he gave a lot of respect for Jimmy Garoppolo. He wasn't wearing a knee brace. His ankles were really good. He was throwing the ball really well. And one of the things that George Kittle said, in that press conference, he says that, he's never seen, Jimmy Garoppolo, throwing the ball really well, point accuracy, hitting him at a good speed, and then also, doing well on the 7-on-7 drills. So that's something that, as a 49er fan, you want to hear the progress of Jimmy. And it's so funny that, we still have to evaluate this guy, which is so funny. But, with all of that, coming out, it really does show you that, if Grant has nice things to say about Jimmy Garoppolo, it really shows you why, the team is sticking with that, this guy, no matter how much people want Trey Lance to start, because Trey Lance is going to start with the 49ers. It won't be week 1, but we'll see what happens, how Jimmy plays. And then, last week, with Lenore, intercepting Trey Lance, one of the things that everybody wanted to see, how would he do against Debo Samuel, Jennings, of course, Ayuk, and he didn't really play really well. And that's the thing, with rookies, he did shine against the rookies, but, you want to see how the rookies perform. And one of the things that, is a reminder that that's the reason why the veterans, they have the experience and the rookies are just coming in. And Trey Lance, even though, the passing numbers were really good, throwing in interceptions, Grant Cohn also says, Trey Lance did not show, some improvement versus the rookies versus the veterans. And that's one of the things. And then he even said about the accuracy, which was one of the big, issues when it came to Trey Lance coming from North Dakota, his inaccuracy throwing certain passes mid-range down the field, overthrowing things like that. When you watch, Trey Lance's the mistakes that he did in college. So hopefully Kyle Shanahan can clean that up. But at the end of the day, Jimmy Garoppolo has a leg up over Trey Lance at the moment. If nobody likes that, it is what it is. But, props to Jimmy Garoppolo for stepping up, for today.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough hill to climb. That offense is really, there's so much to get down in a few weeks. You've got to get timing. You've got to get acclimated to the NFL. He hasn't went up against any pressure yet. These are things that, I don't know. Everybody expects Trey Lance to just come out there and just be a monster. It's going to take a minute. At least, and if Jimmy's starting to win from week 1 to week 8, Kyle's not going to rush. He's not going to rush Lance back out on the field. Most likely, you're going to stick with what's working, because this is like we got to win this year. And if Lance can beat Jimmy out, okay. But if we're winning and Jimmy's out there, we got to get to the Super Bowl. I'm just thinking, we'll see what happens though. Because, again, Jimmy could get hurt. Anybody could get hurt, actually. God, Jeffrey Wilson. Yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah, and then Kyle said something very interesting today. I talked about it on my show, is that he says that he's giving Lance, Rosen, Sutfield more of that playbook because, as he explains, Jimmy knows the playbook. He doesn't need, all that stuff. So, he's basically, as explaining, when you have 5 quarterbacks, during OTAs, there's going to be some quarterbacks that are not going to get enough reps, and he was emphasizing that. So that's why he wants to get those who don't know the system to get acclimated to see what happens. Basically, he's saying, even though Trey Lance was drafted, what if Rosen picks up that book faster or Sutfield picks up that book faster? So it's a reminder, and that's why I always joke around with our great friend Rudy, L.A. Rams guy, Matthew Stafford. No matter how good he is, he has to learn that playbook too, which is a Shanahan playbook. So I'm sorry if our rookie is having difficulties and Matthew Stafford in L.A. That's why I always joke around with them to remind people, if it took Jimmy still some time to learn, what do you think, for you Rams fans thinking going 15-2, Stafford is going to have half the season to learn that, and he's going to struggle. So I'm just pointing a little bit of facts out there to our great friend Rudy.
And while he's struggling, Nick's going to be dragging him down to the dirt. It's going to be funny. We're going to go. Let's see tomorrow. He's 49ers Ultimate Report. He's got content rolling. Click him up. Follow him. Subscribe. 49ers Ultimate Report. John, we're going to see you tomorrow. No, we'll take tomorrow off. Yeah, may as well. Unless the media's in. Okay, we'll see. All right.
All right, Ronbo, I'll see you when I see you. And, of course, like my main man, Norm, he's becoming a huge fan of mine. Niners all day.
Night, fam. And Dre, SF Dre.
Ronbo.
Dre, man, I'm telling you, man, you knew Nick wasn't going to be in camp today. I wouldn't have brought. I don't blame Kyle. Let him stay home with moms and keep on rehabbing down in Florida. But I'm still worried about D. Maybe, you know what, Dre? No, let D stay at home out of harm's way. I'm going to change up. Yeah, let D stay the hell up out the way so he can't come out there and hurt his back right away. Oh, God, D, what's the matter? Back? Oh, no, I can see, God, if he could stay healthy, Trey, we win this division with no problem. Anyway, what'd you take for Dave?
I feel him. I think he's going to come back. I think, personally, Kyle got a couple of things up his sleeve. But first thing first, was listening to Mr. Grant, me personally. And I mean to tell you, this man had been irritating irritating me all over around, bro. He just irritates. He tells you the truth,
Yeah.
He'll say the truth sometimes, but he just sounds like he just talk out of his what hole. It just seems like that's where he get all of his information. You know what I'm saying? The way he just ridiculed Lance earlier, I was like, dude, this is a rookie. And to make things worse, his ceiling is high, but to make things worse, he hasn't played. And wow, you're judging it. He's selling here, he's selling there. They chose him over Fields and this and that. I'm like, dude,
Listen,
did you get your material from your dad?
Grant, you should have known that was coming. That's how he gets attention. Dre,
And I think he was only being nice to Jimmy. He was only being nice to Jimmy because Jimmy spoke to him.
Did Jimmy talk to him?
He said, Jimmy. Yeah, he said Jimmy said hi to me, even though I tried. Jimmy said this to me. Jimmy said that to me.
And the funny thing about it is,
you a Jimmy fan.
And the funny thing about it, Jimmy has known how much Grant hates him. So you know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, what you saw today from Grant was he'll waffle back and forth all year long, depending on how he's feeling. But that's what he does. You've heard of Howard Stern, right? The most famous shock jock on the planet. That's Grant. He's a shock jock for football. For journalists. He says things he knows is going to rage people.
It's like even when he was talking about Jimmy, he was pissing me off because it's like, okay, dude, how much can you bash one person? I mean,
going on and on and on. No.
I thought he was on trial or something. I didn't know. I thought he was in the Deshaun Watson situation or something. I don't know. But I feel back to camp. I feel that D should stay out. I think he might come back. If not, he was a hell of a player. And I'm thinking that should Bosa stay out as long as possible. I think everybody who got hurt last year should take it slow, especially with the ACL tears.
Yeah,
because the ACL tears. Yeah, I tore one, and trust me, it's no breeze coming back from that. Oh. You got to learn how to walk with that leg again. You got to learn how to move that leg again.
And I bet you stop
being
scared,
you got to learn how to
right?
stop babying it.
Yeah.
Yep, you got to learn how to stop babying. I'm still babying it, Ronbo, and that was over 10 years ago.
Man, see, that's because you know what that pain was like, right? So mentally, you do not want to feel that again.
No, it's not working the same. Like if you plant it in the ground, like how you come off the edge, your leg is stay, and you could tweak your hip that way. I didn't tweak my hip several times. I may not have that type of money to get that type of proper surgery that he got, but but still, even
therapy,
though
because those guys are going through expensive therapy too. They got somebody sitting there telling them how to move, how to do this, what to expect, what you can do to improve that. There's a lot that goes into this. Physical therapists, they don't get paid enough. They can actually make the difference between a person's future career as far as a professional athlete goes. Yeah,
you're right. But I seen Jimmy last year. The way that he ran, the way that he protects it, it hasn't left his mind. And it's still, like, you could see that it still bothers him from time to time. That's why he wear the brace. The brace is to make the leg go.
Yeah, he was telling the media about that today. He said, I didn't mean to confuse you guys. That'll be something I do.
Yeah, Grant said I didn't want to ask him about Lance, so I just asked him about his injuries. Like, what type of questions do you ask? Like, do you not say, how was your off break? Did you go on a trip? Like, what? You just go straight for the jugular. That's why Kyle don't like him.
I tell everybody, try not to think in depth. With Grant's talking, he's doing that to get a rise out of you. Don't react. Just, Kyle's learned to do it. Kyle asked him, but I know you'll write about that.
No, he'll go tell his daddy like he did on Twitter. He went and told his daddy on one of the fans, and he got his daddy to block the fan. I was like, are you serious? Did you just tell your dad? I know you didn't tell your dad. Okay. I'm not gonna say anything to you, even though I want to say some things to you, Ronbo. I don't hold no punches. I'll say some shit to Grant, and but I'm gonna leave him alone because I don't want his daddy writing me on Twitter.
Oh God. Anyway, Trey, you know what? I don't know. Do we have the reporters allowed in practice tomorrow? If the reporters are back in practice tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. But anyway, have a great night, fam. Appreciate you.
All right. Y'all stay blessed, Niner faithfuls.
Hey, Dre. Yeah. Hey, and chill. Phil. Phil, come on in. You know, it's so funny.
Hey, Ronbo.
Because, Phil, it's funny because we've got to stop, though, at some point. Grant Cohn is starting to enter into all my conversations. Have you noticed that? Because Grant, I find him, he used to piss me off with some of the things he said, but now he's starting to amuse me. Everybody at the media conference is asking questions about this and that, and Grant goes right after a rookie at his first day in OTAs.
I mean, the guy knows nothing about football. He knows nothing about football. And so that's the big thing. And he, you look at the interviews they did with the question he asked with George, and George kind of started laughing at him. And Kyle comes back with a little nothing. I'm not going to, nothing with Trey Lance. I'm not going to work on mechanics with Trey Lance. Nothing. I mean,
and even George started out laughing. Hey, Grant.
Is the laughing.
I know.
He's the laughing stock of the media pool. I mean, so, just ignore him or whatever. But, he tries to get a rise. His dad was the same way. They know nothing about football, much less sports. And, they just write BS. They're the gossip columnists,
It gets reactions, though. A lot of people do read it. I mean, I'm constantly seeing what he's saying now. That's actually, it works, because you look at everything else. Let's see what Grant says. Oh, my God. He's reading out there. Oh, my God.
But anyway, I'm going to get to football.
Yes.
Jeff Wilson just decided our running back room. I guess Elijah's the odd man in.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, he's going to be out for 6 months.
That's it for the regular season.
The other thing is, I don't know. His contract is guaranteed, Jeffrey Wilson's, but it's guaranteed for football-related injuries. And I don't know, is this a football-related injury? Because he got injured before training camp. So I don't know if that's going to be I don't know. There's details around that with the cap. If you get injured prior to the season starting or OTAs, then
the team is
maybe
responsible.
that contract isn't guaranteed, right? So, I mean, that's going to come out. And your question for Western Richburg, he saves us $1.75 million.
I was hoping to be more than that.
With the
that does add more.
Every
dollar
but
helps.
Next year his contract's off the books, so it's another $10 million next year. So, basically, he's basically off the books, and we'll save another 1.75. So, I mean, every little bit helps when you're trying to sign Julio.
And Kyle's talking about it. The 49ers are quietly probably pursuing this. They're not going to say anything, get everybody all worked up, get the media started.
They're interested.
Oh, yeah.
Because every time there's a good player on the market, the
49ers right there. Yep.
Yeah. So, they're talking about it. It's a matter of what Atlanta and what the competition is willing to offer Atlanta. Now, Florio says it's going to be a third-round pick.
What? Everybody offer him a third-round pick.
Not necessarily. If you don't have the cap space, you don't have the cap space.
Yeah, that's true. There's no point in getting him.
I mean, everybody says, he's going to go to the Packers. Well, the Packers only have $3 million in cap space. They can't even sign their rookies. They're going to have to make some financial things done before they even sign their rookies.
To make that work. I tell you what, though, Phil.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers talked about going off and getting some other guys starting a whole other team. So, they may have plenty of money here in a minute. Aaron Rodgers is still mad as hell.
Yeah. But I doubt they sign Julio if Aaron leaves.
So,
we'll see what happens. But, I would sure love to have him, in the room.
Who wouldn't, man? That's the number one guy that we've been needing for a long time. I've said that for 3 years. I said, we got second-tier, third-tier wide receivers and rookies, and yet we're supposed to have the passing game from hell. This is why I get in arguments and fights with people. It's just stupid. What is it? You
Well,
know,
Jimmy doesn't have all the tools there in the last 2 years. Ayuk's good. I think Debo's good. I think Kittle's great. And our running game is superior. But Julio would just. I mean, you put Julio out wide, and Ramsey's going to have to follow him. So that takes away, their best defensive back.
And now
And then
George
that's
Kittle
let Debo
and
Ayuk
everybody,
and Kittle run free.
everybody.
So, I mean, it's just a dynamic change to the team, and I'm hoping to see it. But anyway, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We move on. But Jeffrey has just settled the running back room. There's no arguments now who's making the team as far as the running backs go. So
Do we have five in the first place, or does that make now everybody's in? Right?
Well, Hasty is also there, but I think Hasty had fumble problems. Kyle doesn't like fumble problems, and I think Hasty goes to the practice squad.
Yeah,
and I think also Jeffrey Wilson will go to the practice squad.
Yeah, right. Or IR. They put him on the IR for the year just to keep him out of the. Yeah. So you got Gallman. You got Sermon, Gallman, Mostert, and of course Sermon, Gallman, Hasty. No. Yeah. That's it.
You
he
got
doesn't have to really
Elijah?
cut anybody now, except
No, you don't.
Mitchell. I'm not sure. Like you're saying, Mitchell goes to the practice squad.
Right. So you've got Juice, who counts as a running back, and then you've got the other four guys, which is Raheem, Gallman, Sermon, and more Elijah. I forget his last name.
Mitchell.
But
So
yeah,
Phil,
Elijah Mitchell.
Good stuff, Phil. I'm gonna tell you what.
All right, Ronbo.
Are the reporters allowed on the to observe tomorrow?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay, I'll check.
I was.
I was gonna say I might be back tomorrow. All right. In the meantime, I'll see whenever the
I'm not
reporters
sure.
get back. If they get back this week, I'm pretty sure they get back this week, though. All right, Phil. Good stuff, Phil.
All right, Ronbo.
Hey,
Okay.
have a great night.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, Ryan.
Yo, what up? What's
Ryan.
up, my man?
Ryan, remember
I've
check it
been
out.
commentating the whole time in here.
Yeah.
I've been hearing everything.
What are you thinking?
What I'm thinking, man, is I remember last time I was talking to you, Rambo. I was saying about how Trey Sermon was gonna be that guy that I really want to check out.
You're right.
And I
even
really
Grant
wanna
was
check him
howling
out.
about it.
And we didn't even know about this news with Jeff Wilson Jr. being hurt and whatnot, which is actually a catastrophe in my eyes because I like that guy. I really
yes.
wanted to see that battle between them two. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see it. But now we know that Trey Sermon's going to be that guy. He's going to take over that Jeff Wilson spot. I can see it already.
You think he could beat out Gallman? Gallman had a good year with the Giants
I
last
think he
year.
will beat out Gallman. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I really do. I like Gallman. I think he's great. I think he's solid. But I think that Trey Sermon, we got him on a rookie contract. He's got a lot more going his way in that case to where we can keep him on a solid, easy contract and have him a little longer. So there's definitely more potential in him rather than Gallman because, we only signed Gallman for like 1 year, right?
That's right. And from what I heard today, Sermon's real. That's the second time that Grant said good things about him. And you know, Grant does not
Special
lie
motherfucker.
about things. Yeah.
Yep. He's the truth. I want to see him. And I've been wanting to see that guy. He's one of the most unspoken that now he's going to be spoken about.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm waiting for it, you know? There was something else I heard earlier, man, that got me tripping. I can't remember it right now, but lead me on to the next one, you know, because, there was one other person I'm thinking too.
Running backs?
Or one other thing. With the running backs, I know we've been having that. Oh, it was the Julio Jones trade that people are talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were.
All right. When D Ford didn't show up to OTA. That makes me nervous. And I remember the last time we talked, Ronbo, that you were saying, like, yo, if we're going to get Julio Jones, we might have to throw somebody on the defensive side that way.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe is the Ford. I mean, he's only 30 years old. He's not washed out yet.
No,
You know, and he's still got some good football in him. But I'm thinking, like, shoot, like, why not? Maybe he's on the trade block right now and nobody's talking about it. And maybe that's why he didn't show up at voluntary OTAs.
Mm-hmm. You know,
And I'm thinking he's trade
was that
right
you who
now.
mentioned a draft pick and D?
Yeah, draft pick D.
Because I remember
and
that.
Maybe even Jimmy Garoppolo, too.
But they don't want to pay all that money. That Jimmy costs more than Julio, so that's not going to work. And they already got Matt Ryan. Actually, even D costs too much money too. They're trying to shed
He
salary.
is expensive.
Yeah, they're trying to shed
He's
salary.
expensive.
They're only going to take a draft pick because that's all they can afford.
I just see him as somebody that's been put on a trade block, and I think possibly that's why he's been OTAs.
He was going to miss OTAs. You know, Ryan, every year he comes in saying, "I don't. This is the time of year my knee acts up. I thought he was jiving first year he came." And said that. I thought, that's how you get out of OTAs and everything else. Just my knee goes out this time every year. How is that possible? Yeah. This dude. And sure enough, he's got problems.
Yeah, I mean, and those problems might be too much for us. I think that's why we hooked up with the homeboy from the Rams, that linebacker. I don't even know how to say the name, bro. Yeah. But he looks like a beast that's definitely going to be in the game.
Yeah,
he's
he
going to have
looks ready.
rotations.
And you know what I like about him? He's fast, athletic. I understand he can do more than just rush the passer, too. He can drop back in coverage if they want to add that wrinkle to the defense, which could be coming in handy depending on who we're playing. Because the front four is just tearing the quarterback up. You can now let that outside linebacker, he can do some other things out there to make things even more difficult, especially athletic as he is. So,
Yeah, man, he's an all-around linebacker in my eyes. Like, I mean, one of the last guys that we've seen coming out of the draft like that was well-balanced with all the skills that he has, I can honestly say was Khalil Mack.
Don't even get me started on that deal. We should have had him.
Maybe he hasn't been put on the right team because he was with the Lambs. Maybe he needs to come and join the Niners, and he can get his skills put out there for everybody.
It would be nice. We got to go, fam. Right I see now. Okay, so Wednesday they're going to come back. Okay, so we'll see it Wednesday, right, and see what develops more in camp.
I'll be around. Take care, man.
You too, fam. Yeah.
All
right. Hey, Derek. Derek.
Ronbo, I'm here, man.
Derek, man, did you check out the media conference? Did you see what the beat writers have said about what's going on? What do you got to say about that?
Jimmy's back in the building, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was pretty excited. Hopefully Jalen heard. I know it's been a little bit since I got back in.
The most exciting
I'm
news of the
always
day.
listening to Ronbo. Yeah, I want to see him out there. If we can get him up to speed and stuff, we don't really need Julio. Julio would be great, but I think the big concern with him is the money, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could do player for player, but you still got the contract. You know, none of that matters. So if we can do without him, I think it'd be great. But it's good to see the guys back out there. Yeah, they said Jimmy showed up to play, so we'll see what happens.
What did George say?
I like his attitude about it.
George was saying all kinds of good things about
it.
Yeah. Even Greg Cohn said good things about him. I said, this is good. I expected that, though. A lot of people thought
of course. You could
the
tell.
injured Jimmy G is all there is. I said, that's...
Yeah, man, Ronbo, I'm with Jimmy with you, but look, let's not pretend like 2019 didn't happen. Everybody was jumping out of their seat when he won those games for us. Let's just stop. I don't like the slander.
Shows
But yeah,
no
it's
appreciation.
exciting. Regardless, we're moving forward.
Yeah.
Even with Lance, and I think he's got a great teacher, so it's just good for us in general.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Ellis too, one of the regular callers. I know it was his birthday the other day, a
Yeah.
couple nights ago. So happy birthday to him, man. Yeah. Also, Ronbo. Side note: the kid Ian Book that I was talking about out of Notre Dame, the quarterback. Did you see where he went by any chance?
No. As a
He
matter
went
of
to
fact,
the Saints. He got picked up by the Saints in the 4th round, and I think that's a great landing spot for him.
yeah. What's he looking like?
Yeah, I mean, I thought.
Well,
I
so
don't know.
far
I
it's too
gotta
early to
check, you know.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he's got better all-around quarterbacking skills than like a Taysom Hill. And I mean, Jameis is okay, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting
Jameis
because
is
I had
not.
a lot of people telling me he was gonna go undrafted, and he's not that good. Yeah, so it's just interesting.
Picked him in the 4th round.
But
Jameis, I got a feeling Jameis got about 2 years left in the NFL. Unless,
You think so?
yeah, he's got to make some adjustments. Jameis, you cannot set records for INTs every year. That's scary.
No,
Man.
no, Ronbo. That's a no-go. But I'm just happy to see the guys out there. I heard about Jeff Wilson. That's sad. I really like Jeff Wilson a lot, but on with the show. One monkey don't stop the show.
Yeah.
So
I
we
just
gotta keep going.
he
Gotta
just
keep
was
going.
looking so good last year. You know what I mean, Derek? I was
Yeah.
thinking
He
he
was
was
one
going
of
to
the
come
few
in.
people that came back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking he'd come in
Yep.
and he'd probably hold off probably Sermon and Gallman for, a while until we'd seen exactly who was who. But Jeffrey Wilson's real. That 600 yards he got last year, that was hard work, and he got it done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Jeff Wilson, he's a dog. So we're gonna see. But I mean, we don't have too many cats. You know what I'm saying? No shots at Dante Pettis, but flush out of cats, Ronbo. So I don't know. We're bruising.
We're never gonna. None of us are ever gonna forget Dante Pettis.
Nope. How cool was?
Derek, I had him in my mock draft that year. I said, "Look at this dude, man! He came into
He
camp.
looked good before he got scared.
Yeah,
I don't know if he didn't take the game serious, or because there was a lot of times you see him over there dancing on the sideline,
no, he was
not
scared.
doing anything. So I don't
He
know.
got an NFL hit and scared the bejesus out of him, and that was it for Dante. Yeah.
One last thing for you, Ronbo, before I get off of here. Do you think DeJuan Jennings will have an impact this year, or what do you think?
I need to see him a couple more times.
With
Okay?
Kendrick not being here,
A couple more
think
times.
he's going to be a red zone guy or just a big slot? I mean, what do you think they're going to do with him? 'Cause
He
I
could
heard
be a big
doesn't
slot.
have a lot of speed.
Some guys like that have a way of getting open and knowing how to use their body and leverage. Let's see what Jalen Hurd. It's probably going to come down between this is the drama that's coming up. I'll bet it comes down between Jalen Hurd and DeJuan Jennings as who's going to play the KB role.
Yeah, because I think Travis Benjamin, I think he's going to do returns for us, to be honest with you. He's got pretty good speed. He's done it before.
Yeah, I forgot about
I heard that Brandon Ayuk was taking reps back there too, return.
Yeah, he was returning, as Debo was too.
So,
I don't want Debo out. I don't like my starting quarter or my corners. I mean receivers doing the return
we don't
thing.
have too many good ones.
Yeah.
Kyle.
I know. If they, he wasn't looking at Richie today. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I didn't hear any. I don't remember hearing his name come up. I listened to.
I read more than one
the
report.
practice
Richie,
and all that.
yeah, nobody's talking about Richie. And you got Ayuk and Debo running returns, and Richie standing on the sideline watching. Hey, say, coach, I thought that was my job.
Is it the hair color? I mean, Richie, they never talk about him, but he's on the team. It was like that last year. I mean, he got hurt, but they still wouldn't have talked about it. They didn't talk about him the year before that either.
I had him getting cut last year, too. He still survived. He got hurt,
Pretty close.
and he got on the IR, and then after the cut was over, he came
Was
back
it a
in.
wrist injury or something like that?
Yeah.
I think it was the wrist. But, yeah, we'll see, Ronbo,
He's a survivor. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Derek,
Keep it rolling, Ronbo. Red and gold, baby.
I love it, fam. I'll be looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Wednesday, actually. All right?
Okay. All right, Ronbo.
Hey, have a good night,
brother.
Derek. Thanks, fam. And it's DTNT Nice.
Hey, Ronbo, how's it going?
Denise is going great. You know, we got the OTAs are underway, so football season is rolling, Denise. It's an exciting feeling. I can't wait. The guys got to get this past this. Let's get the season started. We need to redeem ourselves from 2020's embarrassment. You heard about practice today?
Oh,
right?
heck yeah. I'm super excited. I was all in my office working, and I was all, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Woo!
Hey. Greatest song of all time. Well, Denise, what did you take away from what took place today? It's too early to take any real opinions. I was a little hurt to hear that Diamador was abused today because I got high hopes in him.
Yeah,
and
I was
Ambry got
kind of
hurt
bummed
too.
about that, too. But
Yeah.
I was bummed to hear that Jeffrey Wilson got hurt. I was like, wait, what?
Crushing.
So I was like, oh man.
And you heard what Phil said,
the one
right?
thing I hate is, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, because I was like, okay, wait a second. Like, he must have got hurt prior to even coming to camp. I'm like, come on, guys. I'm like, let's don't start the season this way. This is not
Same
good
here.
news.
First thing, we're underway with the injuries. You know something, though, Denise, is really funny? They didn't mention that until today. So why didn't they mention that
Yeah.
sooner? Because like you're saying, and
You know
Phil
what?
said,
Probably because, they
related.
probably don't want anyone saying that. Like, oh, here we go again. You know what I mean? Like,
Or the 49ers are going to be nice guys about this, and they're going to accommodate them by go ahead and covering the cost and things like that, and you know, because those medical bills are going to be crazy.
yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that absolutely could be the case. But yeah, I'm just excited. Like, I'm just excited that they're out. And was it my imagination, or did everybody look a little buffer than last year?
See, Denise, think about it for a minute. Every guy went down last year in pain. Those guys were probably working out like crazy in the offseason. Yeah, you probably saw what you saw. Even Javon Kinlaw,
Okay.
who doesn't need more size, came in bulging. You know, so it's crazy.
But did you notice, like, Kittle on his interview, did you notice his arms are bigger than they were last year? Even Jimmy
Shoulders.
looks bigger.
Yeah, everybody
Yes.
just got stronger. And that's all Jimmy talked about mostly until he kept asking him about Lance. But Jimmy talked about how, it's worked on getting my body right. You know, thank you, Jimmy. Finally, could have got your body right last year and the year
Right?
before. You know.
It's like, oh, what did I tell you? What did I tell you the last year, Ronbo? What did I tell you? I said Jimmy needed someone to light a fire under his ass. Trey
Yeah.
Lance is that fire.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna see.
And
that's
people
gonna be-
need to realize Trey Lance is not going to beat Jimmy Garoppolo out. He's not. If Jimmy's healthy and playing, you know, at the top of his game, Trey Lance as a rookie is not going to beat him out. Like, I think Kyle Shanahan is going to put some packages in there for Trey Lance, but I don't see him beating Jimmy out.
And especially in his offense. If it takes everybody a year or so to get it, and there's Trey coming in from the FS, what's this conference, FCS, and missed an entire year, you're asking too much of him to think he's just going to come in there and run Jimmy off in 2 or 3 weeks. So when people talk like this, what are you thinking? He's good, but come on, let him give him some time.
And I'm a huge Trey Lance fan, but my thing is, I was laughing at Grant because you've already talked about it, but Grant being like, oh God, he's sailing passes here. Kyle, what are you going to do? Are you going to work on his mechanics? I'm like, Jesus Christ, Grant, OTAs just started. Calm down.
And Denise, he did it to him last week, and the OTAs hadn't even started. And Trey's out there said, what's going on with Trey? You know, Grant, it's early. There's no need to jump to any conclusions just yet.
I know, right? I'm like, Grant's already like, oh God, it was a horrible pick. Trey sucks. I can't believe they picked him. I'm like, geez, Grant, calm down. Like, come on.
Grant, don't get mad.
Give the kid a break.
We enjoy you. That's why we're talking about you. It's a compliment. Grant's the same guy who's at some point before the draft, they should consider going after Kyle Pitts. I said, wait a minute. I thought he wanted Justin Fields. What? Kyle Pitts? So, he'll be okay.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny. I was like,
It
geez,
is.
like, come on. I'm like, he just started. Give the kid a break. Like, God, granted, I'm sure everyone hopes he's Superman. I mean, I do too, for that matter. But
And he probably will be.
give him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's wait a minute here.
But he needs to develop into Superman.
Yeah. This is the NFL.
He's not going to be Superman right out of the gate, even though we all wish he was. I mean, because,
he looks the part.
as fans, of course, that's what we want.
So we'll see. It would be nice if Kyle does design some things for him to do and come in on certain situations.
Yeah.
If nothing else, though.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that because I truly believe Kyle's going to do that. I don't know for sure, but, I mean, obviously, none of us know. But
he's a real conservative guy,
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect of Kyle. We'll see at some point. According to John Lynch, he's already got some plays designed for Trey, so we'll find out. So, Denise, look at
Yeah, if everyone's healthy, Ronbo, it's going to be on and popping this year. I cannot wait.
God, yes. No more torn anything, please. Let's stay healthy. Denise, I'll see you Wednesday after the workout and see what Grant has to say. All right. Always great to hear from you, Denise, and missed you for all these weeks too. All right. Talk to you later.
I was busy. My daughter graduated, so I've been really busy doing stuff with her.
That. Good for you, and good for her, and congratulations. All right. We'll talk later.
Thanks.
All right. Night, Denise.
All right, Ronbo. You have a blessed night. Talk to you
Thanks.
later.
Night.
Bye-bye.
And Tony, get in here.
Welcome to Controversy Corner.
Tony,
Jimmy's still there?
Jimmy, actually, he's still here, and even Grant Cohn is saying good things about Jimmy, which floored me. And George Kittle said those passes, he got that touch on him and everything. I said, I don't know what people expected. They expected Jimmy to come in with the foot hurt, Jimmy, and everything else. It's like Kyle said. No, he's the same guy that you've all known. I said, of course he is. People get injured. It changes the way they play. There's no reason to be surprised if he looks good today. I didn't. It's just weird. Jimmy G is.
You know what
poor guy.
What cracks me about the Jimmy haters, Ronbo?
Yeah.
Let's do a scenario. All right.
Yeah.
We all of a sudden we've got Trey Lance, and everyone thinks he's bulletproof.
Yeah.
What if? And we know how we went with CJ and Nick Mullins. We thought Nick Mullins was going to be a good backup quarterback. Now everyone wanted to get rid of Jimmy. Say Jimmy was gone. Say he's been traded.
Yeah.
And Trey goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going to put in?
Oh, God, how scary is that? So now you got Sudfeld, and you got Josh Rosen, who actually Vegas may be running a line as to whether Rosen and Sudfeld are going to make this team, Tony. So,
Well, so the positive thing for this year, we should be thinking like this, that out of all the years with all the quarterbacks, we've got probably the best 1-2 punch in the quarterback room out of all the years that we've contested in the competition.
Mm-hmm.
So why
going
would
all the
you
way back
get
to
rid of Jimmy?
Exactly, going all the way back to Montana and Young. I don't think we've had a room that looked like this. Hey, you compared Jimmy G to Montana? No, I'm not. But like Tony's saying, this is a solid combo. Because I know they're going to come after me.
So even if let's say, which I don't think he is, but for argument's sake, Trey Lance started.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to have Jimmy as sitting there waiting at the helm just in case Trey goes down? Some big buffoon lands on his ankle and goes out with an ankle sprain?
Hey.
I mean, he's a kid. He's not bulletproof.
Yeah, like
not
you're
Superman.
Saying. This is the NFL. People are going to get hurt. You can't condemn players for a game like this when they get hurt. Guys are going to get hurt. Tony, did you see that? Our Kyle had coaches had the defensive line and offensive line. They're all out there wearing extra pads. I didn't know they were supposed to be wearing pads right now. So what?
Well, my biggest thing is going to be I'm really anxious to see without Salah, how our D-line's going to look.
I know, right?
Is it going to be the same? Is it going to improve? Is it going to be worse? I mean, we're
got
going to
Kasurik.
find out how good Salah was.
But, you got Kasurik out there. That defensive line
Yeah.
should still look good. Because
Should
Chris
still look
Kasurik,
good.
I think, is responsible for that line. But Salah's
that,
mind is what was calling plays.
Yeah, I like that Ibukum guy. I think he's going to play a lot bigger than he is. I really do. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. He raises money for the African country that he comes from. I think it's Nigeria or something like that, whatever
that.
it is. And
Okay, that's
and he's for some village over there, and I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's just going to play a lot bigger than he is. I want to see. I'm keen to see how that guy. And I've been praying all year, every night, for Jalen Hurd to come back on
worked.
this team.
And they said he's moving around kind of spry and chipper, on his toes.
And I think with that boy in the lineup, I think the Shanahan playbook's going to have, it's going to be
some
great.
things.
I mean, I don't think we're going to need Julio Jones. It would be nice to have him as well, but
Okay.
we've got plenty of guys that can run the ball. You've got Ross Dwelly, you've got Kittle, you've got Juszczyk, you've got, there's plenty of guys there.
And
We'll
Tony,
be fine.
and according to George, Dwelly came back looking like a beast, and he's running faster. These guys are taking the game seriously. Last year's embarrassment may have been a blessing in disguise. As far as the future goes, these guys are pissed off. You can't. You come from the Super Bowl into looking like complete ass the next year. These guys are coming in serious. We had 2 or 3 guys missing in OTAs. That's real.
And you throw in our quarterback room now with Jimmy and Trey Lance, 2 good quarterbacks. We're in the box seat. That's the way I look at it. Should look at having Jimmy as a positive, not a negative. And if we keep him for 2, if he wins a Super Bowl and we keep him for the extra year, and Brady retires in the second year, guess what? I wouldn't be surprised if Jimmy goes over to the Bucks.
It's going to be interesting to see his future. It's going to be interesting too, Tony. Like you say, if Jimmy were to go all the way into the Super Bowl and win it, there's going to be a pushback on getting rid of Jimmy next year if that happens. I'm looking forward to seeing that happen. It's a scenario. I want to win the Super Bowl, number 1. But number 2, I'm going to be amused by the 49ers are fielding offers for Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, my God. They're going to say, uh-oh. Jimmy Garoppolo
It's going to be a big dilemma, that one.
Yeah. Because Trey's got 5 years. Like Jimmy had to sit 3 years plus behind Tom Brady. So, sometimes Aaron Rodgers had to sit behind, not saying Jimmy's these guys, but the thing is, if you've got a winner as a quarterback, you got to be real careful with that. Because all of a sudden, you might stop winning. Steve Young had to wait to come in for Joe Montana. It's just that kind of a thing. But we'll see what happens.
Well, what's wrong with nurturing the kid that we've got?
Oh, yeah. That's what
Trey
I'm talking
Lance,
about.
if Jimmy's winning, let him keep playing. And Trey Lance
win.
is that football brain, like everybody says he is, and he can.
All right, we're gonna Tony. We'll continue. Production's gonna cut us off that because we're late. Tony, I'll see you Wednesday. And
All right, brother. Shout out to everyone.
All right, fam. Night.
See you, mate.
No, man, Tony. And there he is. It's Niner Mike. T&T's. Niner Mike. I forget. He's got affiliation
Ronbo,
now.
Here we go. Forget about it, Ronbo. You're going to hang up on me again or what?
I never do,
Talk to
Mike.
production
I
over
never
there.
do. It's not me. You watch my hands.
let me
Watch my
tell
hands.
you.
I never pushed the button. We ran overtime.
Let me tell you what. Forget about it, Ronbo.
I got amused. I was kind of
How the hell are
amused.
you over there, Ronbo?
Fabulous.
How the hell are you? All of you sounds all real nice and
Cute and cuddly,
you all
as
sound
Trey
real
would say.
happy, real giggly. Jimmy G, Jimmy G, that doesn't feel
Mike,
little.
I knew that was pissing you off. That's why I poured it on.
Oh, Yeah, forget about it, Ronbo. Hey, listen, though, for what it's worth, I like I said, hey, look, we talked about this a few weeks back, all right?
Yeah.
If Jimmy G does good, then that works out best for us.
Yes.
Okay, so
We win games,
for all
yes.
yous out there, don't think that Niner Mike is just some, Jimmy G hater. I'm not. I just like realism. I like realisticness. I don't get blinded by, specific numbers and, certain stat lines that, everyone likes to throw around. I go with the eye test, Ronbo.
I do.
Go with the eye test.
Okay.
And so for me, my eyes tell me that Jimmy G is
He's got a great chin
an
line.
above average quarterback. That's it. Yeah, that's it. But hey, look, I feel bad already. What the hell's going on? Does anyone know how the hell Wilson got hurt, Rombo? Because, when I first
they're not
seen
saying
that,
anything. I thought when I first read that report, I thought he got hurt today. They didn't say anything about that until today, Mike. I have no idea what's going on with that.
I swear, Rombo, I'm telling you, I don't know what the hell, man. Maybe they got to just rip out that whole new practice facility, grass field, or whatever the hell they got to do over there. Put a whole new one in. I don't know, with a bunch of pillows on the bottom of it or something like that.
I want to move out of Santa Clara.
They got soft turf out there. Maybe we could find something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pillow soft or something like that. Pillow green. See if we got some pillow green grass we can put out there, Ronbo.
Mike, the place is bad news. It's just really bad luck. It's a bad move.
And I really can't get it. I really just friggin' can't get it for the life of me. I don't understand it, But hey, it is what it is. I guess it's a good thing we loaded up on running backs at the end of the draft, right, Ronbo?
Kyle knows.
Yeah.
He's probably going to bring in a couple more running backs before this week's over.
Kyle knows. They probably sat down thinking, we're going to have to take about 6 running backs on the 53-man roster. One might get hurt in the parking lot, another one's going to get hurt in practice.
Some guy gets in a bar fight.
Warm-ups, and that'll leave us with 2 for the game. We'll be all right.
God. It's
I don't
amazing.
know, Ronbo. I really don't know. But look, hey, one thing's for sure. Grant Cohn isn't always right. All right? Grant Cohn isn't always right. Listen, I like the guy because he speaks his mind too.
Exactly.
And even if people are gonna be mad at him for it, I like that he still speaks his mind. But Grant's also been wrong. All right, like you can go back. The Jawan Jennings. He was all over Jawan Jennings last year when he came in, when we got him as a rookie, and he came in and he was all. And then when push came to shove and we put the pads on, he disappeared like Houdini in his finest act. You know what I mean? So, I mean, at the end of the day, I take what Grant says for a grain of salt. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. But I really just want everyone to understand that Trey Lance is going to get on the field this year. Okay? He's going to get on the field this year in some form, shape, or capacity. All right? He's going to be on that field this year, whether it's for packages or whether it's because Jimmy G loses his package and goes down after week 3 or 4. All right? Whatever it is. All right? At the end of the day, Trey Lance is going to see the friggin' field out there. So, for anyone that's knocking him, he's going to need 2 years to get ready. Well, you better hope not, because the likelihood of him entering a game this year is extremely, extremely high, Ronbo. It's like the fire danger in the forest in the middle of summertime. You know what I mean? It's extremely high danger. All right, extremely high. So. Everyone needs to understand that, come to terms with that. So, we want Trey Lance to look good. We want Trey Lance to progress, whether it's OTAs, mini camp, training camp, whatever. We want him to look good. We want him to progress. So,
You know, nobody knock him just because you're so madly in love with Jimmy G's chin line, all right?
I knew that's where you were going with this.
You know, I'm just saying. You know, don't knock the kid just because you're all in love with just because you know the Jimmy G lover gang out
you
there.
Need to get on. You need to get on Grant Cohn. Go on over to his program and text him and give him some of that stuff and see what he says. Because Grant was one all over him. Nobody else.
You know, hey, me and Grant Cohn, we might have words, all right? Because I know that look, he could be a friggin' prick, that guy, you know, and he likes to stir. He likes to stir the pot, Ronbo.
Yeah.
He really loves to stir the. He loves that shit.
Mikey, you know I love you, man, but we gotta go because I don't want.
All
and
right,
I want you to think
no
I
worries,
cut you off.
Forget about it. You said you're gonna be on Wednesday. You know tomorrow's Wednesday, right, Ronbo?
Yeah, you know. That's right. They're going to be. Somebody said they're going to be back. I get confused because
I was hearing you talk earlier. You said we're going to be on Wednesday. You were saying it like it was 2-3 days down the line.
I didn't know the media was going to be back.
You what day of the week it is, Ronbo, all right?
It's too much vino. You know what? I didn't know that the media was going to be back 2 days in a row. I'm still not sure.
Too much Jimmy Gino. That's what that is, Ronbo. That's too much Jimmy Gino. All right, forget about it, Ronbo.
I'll see you tomorrow, I guess.
I'll talk up with you tomorrow, all right? All right, Ronbo. Forget about it. All right.
Oh, good. Yeah, somebody said the media will be back tomorrow. We'll see. I'm going to check that out. Hey, 49ers Ultra Report says I need to have Niner Mike on my channel. Hey, Mike, 49ers Ultra Report. You got to get on over there and click in on him. Hey, Steven. Steven, you got to kill that speaker because you're going to get a feedback. Oh, I'm getting one.
Ooh, my bad. Let me get you. All right, I got you.
Oh, good.
How about it? Your boy's been fighting over on your stream, putting verbal hands on people.
Wait. What do you mean on the chat? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's every show, Stephen. We don't have a show without battles raging. I mean, it's like I need to send in the National Guard, the chat room, and then you have the resident trolls who come in here and stir things up. It gets crazy in there. That's why I always tell those guys, look, guys, I don't want to see any shots taken at the ladies because it's scary in that chat, you know? But anyway.
Oh, man. It's crazy. Someone was talking about how the Jets are in rebuild, and I was like, you guys have been saying that since Eddie Murphy was still doing comedy.
And the Jets, they're over here in this chat is hilarious. There's been some other teams that I got shocked. What are you doing here? To argue with 49er fans?
There's a Patriots fan?
Yeah, he irregular. Yeah.
And then you got your
a Raider fan has been coming in more and more.
Finest punching bag.
Oh, it's Hawks. They're regulars. Rudy and the Rams. Rudy and the Rams. Rudy.
Don't get me started on him, Ronbo.
Rudy.
I woke up and I chose violence today. But my bad about last night's call. I was too busy picking mango out of my teeth, so I couldn't really talk that well.
Mangoes, but I understand mango. I love me some mangoes. Hey, what are you thinking? Did you caught what happened today in the workout, right?
Yes, I did. We're talking about Grant today, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say this. I don't agree with him 110% all the time, but he does ask the right questions that get a rise out of people, and that's his job. That's supposed to be his job.
And he does it well.
I kind of understand why he's. I understand why he's like, going after Trey Lance over Jimmy, because we're blowing this kid up. The media's blowing this kid up to be something that like this new boy genius, But hear me out on this, Ronbo. He only threw one interception, and he had 15 throws, the same as Jimmy. And out of those 15 throws, he made 10, and then one interception, and then 3 misses. And Jimmy G got 11 out of 15 catches. So they're not that far off when it comes to accuracy. Granted, Trey Lance has a problem of overthrowing, but so did, ironically, so did Kaepernick. Now, that's something that can change over time. That's something, he has to practice, throwing more towards the middle. If you throw too hard, and it might just be his arm strength. The dude's a freak of nature. Let's be real.
Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes they don't know their own strength. Oh, when the guy's got an arm like that.
Yeah. like you go work out for about the entire off season, and you come into OTAs. You know, you could be, I don't know, bicep curling 120 for all I care, and you throw a football. That's football. You think you're throwing soft.
Yeah.
You're going 120 miles an hour down the field. You know, it's all about like how you like know how to throw, and how comfortable you feel, and how you know where your strength is at. But
And that magic,
besides
magic talent of touch. Russell Wilson, I hate to say it, but Russell Wilson, to me, has the best touch in the NFL. I don't know how he does that.
He does.
But,
I don't know how he does it either, Ronbo. I rank him, Patrick Mahomes, and Brady probably some of the better QBs out there right now.
Yeah, you can put him in that order, actually. Aaron Rodgers is in there, but Wilson, he can drop that ball 30, 40 yards downfield like a basketball three-pointer right into the hands of the running receiver. And I said, you know,
imagine if he had the athleticism of Patrick Mahomes.
Well, no, Wilson? I mean, Russ does have the athleticism of Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is not that athletic, actually. Stephen, have you noticed? Mahomes is not that fast.
Ronbo. That's where I got to disagree with you.
You think he can run?
May not.
He moves around in the pocket, but Wilson, you don't think Wilson moves better?
No, and I'll say this because it all showed during the Super Bowl where he was doing cartwheels and backflips throwing to his receivers that couldn't catch, and every single throw he did was to their helmet. Yeah, so it's like I'm gonna say that is the edge over Wilson right there.
Maybe
outside of that, they got the touch.
Yeah, but Russie can escape, can get away. Mahomes, yeah. Well, okay. I can accept that.
But one thing I want to mention that I don't agree with Grant on for sure, 110%, was that he said that Ross Dwelly was better than George Kittle. Granted, Ross Dwelly has been there a little bit longer, but I do not agree with that. Is he bigger than George? By a lot, yeah. But you know what? We're going to find out this offseason.
Whoa. Steven. Did you say Dwelly's looking bigger than George?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's what you said. Dwelly's looking big. God. I got to go see some more photos. Damn. Dwelly was not bigger than George last year.
Every single one of our players, Ronbo.
Wow.
Every single one of our players hit the protein bag this year. Every single one of them.
I can't wait to see the photos. I got to see this. Because Dwelly looked like he went around, maybe 215, 220 maybe.
I'm telling you, Ronbo, every single one of our players looked like they were on that Michigan diet lifestyle, just eating straight corn. It's insane, man. And then on top of that, the one thing I want to mention too is Jeff Wilson Jr. He got hurt off season before OTAs, so that's bad for us. And I want to touch base on what Phil said. It got me kind of. I'm not gonna lie, it got me kind of salty. Jermichael Hasty did not have a fumbling problem. The only time he fumbled was when he broke his collarbone, and that was it.
That's you in the chat. I saw somebody take it up for Hasty. Listen, Steve, we're going to run out of time. Let's see. I guess we're going to see. I'm going to find out when the guys are coming back and do. Somebody said Wednesday. Well, that's tomorrow. Let's see if they're going to do 2 days in a row. All right. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow if that's the case. Good stuff. Right,
I will be here.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Ian Sharp says that's the Aaron Donald diet. Listen, I'm going to tell you, and I know people are going to call me a hater. I think Aaron Donald does drugs. Because the fact is, you look at the size and the depth of those cuts. Bodybuilders try to look like Aaron Donald and have to work their ass off to get it, but the bodybuilders are doing runs. I wanted the NFL PDAs. Aaron, call him in. Hey, Trez, one of the founding members of TNT, which now stands for True Niner Talk. Trez, get in here, man.
Hold up, wait a minute, Ronbo. Go on and put some red and gold up in it.
I keep a bowl here waiting on you, man. Tell you I'm always throwing it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking so forward to this year. The shame is going to leave us. The shame of 2020, Trez, is going to be put out of everybody's mind forever in 2021. I'm going to get out of Reverend Ronbo. Go ahead, Trez.
Well, Ronbo, I hope so, because it don't look like we're getting off to the right start with Jeff Wilson going down this early. I'm like, what in the hell could he have been doing to tear his meniscus this early? I mean, really? I mean, ain't nothing going on. Like, how does this happen? I mean,
I think it happened. I think it happened a while back too. And you know something, Trez? If we find out why Kyle drafted all these running backs, it may have happened way back in April.
Well, it could have. You know how they are, tight-lipped about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. One other thing I want to say, Ronbo, is people look. Stop the Julio Jones talk. Okay. Leave the Julio Jones talk alone. I don't understand the infatuation of Niner fans sitting up there hollering about Julio. Julio gives you, at best, 9 games out of a season now. You willing to throw away the whole form for Julio Jones? I'm just seeing folks, trade this player, trade that player, trade this player.
Give up this draft
Why
pick.
would you trade young? Why would you trade young, healthy players for an aging receiver like him that's hamstring problematic? He stay on that. That's why he stay out so much. He only gonna play 9 games out of a season. He hadn't played a full 16-game season, I think, here in Atlanta for the Falcons in 5 years, I want to say. But I mean, and then I understand his production when he is on the field. But come on, it's far and few. It's far and few.
Yeah, Julio had his best time with Kyle. Trez, did he play full seasons during those years? He must have, though.
When they went to the Super Bowl, Julio has always been off and on with the hamstring thing, Ronbo.
You know what?
It just seemed like it progressed more like as
he gets
got
older.
You know.
Trez, you know what? There ain't every one of these guys that run 4.3s, their hamstrings the human body's not meant to run that kind of fast. So the muscle tissue, boy, Trez, I ain't got 4.3 speed. I pull the hamstring. I'm a 200-meter, 400-meter guy. And they asked me to anchor one time. Usually the slowest guy is the anchor on some teams, right? Yeah, I anchored the 400 meters one time to bring in and man, I was jamming, right? Not like you do when you run a 200 meter, you can build up speed. That hurts. Trez, have you ever pulled a hamstring? The pain.
I haven't pulled a hamstring.
Lord have mercy, that hurts. I never knew what that was until that day. And now you get scared every time you explode. And if you do explode mentally, you've already got that thing pulled. Man.
Right, because you don't want it to pull again, right? And in the back of your mind, you think it's gonna pop anyway. So.
And you make it happen.
I just like I'm not with that train. They all hollering, trade this player. What if we get this player?
Be careful.
Shit,
and Greg Cone, give up Debo straight up for Julio. What?
Hey, Ronbo, look here. Even on the Falcon show, they got a Falcon Talk show that they host. Even on there, a guy said, "You think somebody give us a first-round pick for Julio?" That dude said, "Yeah, maybe 5 years ago." Exactly. Maybe 5 years ago. Yeah. But not now.
That's a long time. How old was Julio 5 years ago? That's Julio's back. God. He's man.
Yeah, but look, I just want to go in this season, man. Like I said, if we're going to invest into another receiver, it's got to be a young guy, man. It can't be. It's got to be and for me, I like the guy over there with the Jets. It's one guy over there with the Jets. I think that they might release him, and OBJ. That's it. I mean, other than that, I don't see nothing else.
We need a speed dude. I don't know where we're going to get him from. I thought we'd find one of those kids that nobody was paying any attention to. You know that one kid that runs a 4.3, less than a 4.3, he ain't got no weight on him or nothing like that. He wasn't going to be able to take one hit. Somebody talked about him. He can actually run that fast, Trey. The man is a low 4.3. I'm talking approaching 4.2 something. I said, see, every time the ball was snapped, everybody would be snapping to attention, though. Even if he ain't that good of a catch, he might catch it if he's 50 miles in front of the defense. I've been wanting that guy for 3 years, ever since Marquise left. Marquise left 2 years ago, right? God, man.
Right. But Ronbo, our boy looking good out there. I was watching Jimmy throw. Jimmy got that zip. Jimmy looked like he got that eye of the tiger in him. Ronbo, he's like, okay, all right. I needed a little fire up under my ass. They did the right thing.
Yep.
They lit it. Okay,
You know,
I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna show them.
That's like the lion walking across certain areas and walked in the wrong territory. Now he's gonna get mad, you know. So let's see what he looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, he's out there. He's out there. He had that zip on the bar. I said, "Oh, look at Jimmy. Okay, all right, looking all right now. Starting out, throwing.
Plant
Okay."
that foot now. Trez, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Hey, Trez, I don't know
All right, Ronbo.
if the meeting's gonna be back in tomorrow night, but whenever they come back, I'll be back. So see you tomorrow the next day. All right.
Okay,
I always
okay.
appreciate some
I'm with you every
Trez
night,
up in
Ron.
here.
I'm always with you. I'm always with you.
I know,
Ronbo.
but I love when you
Watch.
call in. You know what I'm saying?
I got
All right,
you. I
Trez.
got you. Shout out to the TNT family, and you have a good one, Ronbo.
You too, fam. Talk to you in a minute.
All right.
There he goes. Hey, Emilio, hold on a minute. I had too much vino before we started. I'll be right back. Because you know, I'm a vino kind of guy. Emilio,
What happened?
Emilio, man, we're checking out here what happened in practice today. And, we can't even get excited yet. We got to wait for another month. But it's fun to watch what's going on now and the reporters and the things that they say, because they don't miss nothing, right? Emilio, what did you get out of today's practice? Or first day
Well,
OTAs?
Let's go to Niner mode. Dude, nobody's in love with Jimmy, dude. Cut that out.
I know. God.
Yeah. He's not annoying me. It's just getting to the point like, dude, stop. Come on, he loves Jimmy. Want Jimmy here. Dude, nobody's saying that. Let it go. I think he's more infatuated with Jimmy than everybody else on it. Even more than he's Ronbo, because that's the first thing he likes to talk about. Jimmy this. I said, dude, you talk about more Jimmy than anybody else on here. It's getting to the point like, dude, stop it. You like more Jimmy than Ronbo does. So I'm like, yeah.
No, wait. He can't like Jimmy more than me. I'm Jimmy's #1 fan, Emilio.
No, well, it's starting to seem like he is. He's like, well, hey, Ronbo, let's talk about Jimmy. I'm like, man, you don't even bring him up. He does. I'm like, well, here we go. I said,
It's going to be interesting, though, to see what develops out there. Because, the critics, the reporters, Emilio, this is the only thing bad about having two quarterbacks in camp that's going to polarize the entire fan base. Every time Jimmy goes out there and makes a mistake, get Trey in the game.
Put Trey in.
And if Trey...
It's gone the same thing with Alex Smith and Kaepernick, and the same thing when we had Kaepernick and Gabbard go back and forth. This guy's horrible. This guy's done inside. This guy's not. That's something that's just back and forth as of now. And nobody says nobody wants Trey to start. I mean, of course I want Trey to start. That's the future.
No.
That's the reason he drafted.
He's a 49er. We don't want to see him fail. But
I know I don't. I want to see Trey. I want to see Trey out there doing it possible.
Would be losing no games. Let
Winning
him
the
look
game.
good.
If I say Jimmy's winning the game, keep Jimmy in the game. That's all I say about it. I'm ready for Trey. Whenever Trey's ready to start, I'm ready for it. Let's go.
Yeah. It's all about them rings, man. We just want to
But
get to the bowl and dominate.
Mike, nobody says nobody wants Trey out there. I know I do, so let that go. But nobody wants Jimmy and beat everybody in the Packers. That's not the case. I always say keep Jimmy in there because he's winning. Unless he fails, bye-bye, buddy.
I'm glad you pointed out, too. I have always been fair. Just be fair to him. Because whenever people criticize Jimmy, I mean over things that make no sense. If a guy drops a ball, that's Jimmy's fault. INT, bounce off a man's chest, that's Jimmy's fault. I said, you know what? I'm gonna start taking up Jimmy's case. Y'all are full of poo-poo, okay? Let me pick on him like that
I
for
get
him.
it, but
You know,
I get
he
that
gets
part,
more than he should.
The only
You know what I mean?
The only time I remember when me and you used to go at it with Glenn Gabbard and all, that was the whole thing. Cause Gabbard was horrible.
Yeah, he was.
Me and you used to go at it over that. Gabbard was horrible.
Yeah.
This is a different situation. Jimmy actually was winning, and Gabbard couldn't win crap.
Gabbard wasn't winning.
So this is different situation. Gabbard couldn't win a damn game.
Mm. And still don't get no love. Well, he gets a lot of love, but he still has a large contingent that really hate him. And I'm trying to understand, when he plays, normally the team wins. Now, how you gonna hate a dude? He ain't had nothing to do with it. Okay, there's nothing to argue then. If that's the way you feel, but there's nothing to argue. He threw the ball 9 times in the playoffs. So what was he needed for? That was the game.
We talked about this yesterday. That's like I said. We talked about this yesterday. It was a game plan.
I'll never get over that
running
argument.
The ball works. Running the ball, but that's whatever. But anyway, that whole Wilson
it's
thing,
like I'm sitting there, I'm eating a prime rib steak, and it's tasted great. So what do I do in the middle of the steak? You know what? I'm tired of this. Give me a lobster and give me a fish plate here. Let it alone. It's good. Yeah. Go with it.
Good enough. That's whatever. No, that thing about Wilson, all of a sudden came out. Didn't he get injured before the season ended?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, well,
Yeah, so that's what that is. That's why we got these running backs, because we had talked about it before. Even if other few guys brought up talking about we need running backs and we get injured.
It should be.
It's change right there.
Wilson should be.
Running
they
back
never said anything. But they never said anything about him getting any procedure after the season ended. Though.
No, I think they actually did mention it during the season. He might need surgery because I think another player kind of pain. I think or he was talking about getting surgery, but he said no, he didn't need it. And I think Wilson was one of the ones that said he might need surgery. So I think it's now getting to the point where, now I need my surgery. I think I need to get it if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what that was.
Yeah, they ought to give more details about it because everybody's wondering what they're doing.
I think that's what that is. It was just a late injury from the season because you know how he went out. That was the reason he went out because he had hurt his knee.
Could be.
So I think this is what it is now. I think he's going to go with the surgery all of a sudden.
They just now maybe just that's something the doctor should have been aware of earlier on. Now he's going to miss the whole season. That's unfortunate.
But I think he wanted to wait it out. Like, let me wait, see what happens. I think that's what that is. I think that's why it took so long for him to make that decision. And I think in line with Shanahan, I think they already kind of knew what the scenario was, so that's why I think we ended up getting.
That's why I got all those running backs. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So it's like basically like a just in case kind of thing. But let me get more running backs if it is a serious thing.
Hey, Ricky, thanks. Okay, so itchy 95, love it. Thanks. So I guess we'll be back tomorrow. Media. I didn't think they'd give the media 2 days in a row because you know how the 49ers are. We're gonna have everybody running around.
Well, that's funny with the media because I was listening to that Mayoka and he was talking about that. He was saying that they were only going to give those guys once a week, but I don't know. He said he didn't know the whole rules about it yet. So I guess it must have changed.
So I'm gonna see you tomorrow. We gotta go. And we'll see what develops tomorrow. Keep an eye on Grant Cohn.
And Mike, cut that out, man. Nobody's in love with that man. Just run away.
That's night, fam. Holla at you.
All right, God. Jimmy, love her.
Let me put some. My boy. Hey, Hey, Shay.
All right, Ronbo. Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Shay, man, we're just sitting there going over whatever we're in the camp. This is good, though. You know, I'm glad they're coming back tomorrow because I thought they was going to spread the 49ers out because, like, Grant said, I've been sworn to secrecy. I'm not supposed to say. That's why they didn't want reporters out there because, you know, the 49ers are working on some things. And in OTAs, Shay, this is the most unusual OTAs we've had. Usually it was just guys in the weight room and doing some things and drills and stuff like that to get in condition. The guys come into camp. Hey, Shay, have you seen Ross Dwelly? I need further confirmation on that. Ross Dwelly is
Ronbo,
bigger than George Kittle?
Hey, man, that kid is swole right now. They're talking he put on like about 10 pounds of muscle, man.
I got to see this.
Not even two, though. They said Jawan Jennings looks like he slimmed down. He looks a lot faster, more explosive.
I heard that.
So, I mean, people came back to play this year, Ronbo.
Made some corrections.
They said Jimmy looks healthy. Jimmy's ankle looks good. They're saying he didn't wear the brace on the knee. So he looks good, man. And you know, I think having Trey Lance a little fire under him because Jimmy, you know, I know it's OTAs, but Jimmy has a track record of being a terrible practice player. Like, you know, so I'm not saying he doesn't care, but he'll limit test, right? He'll try to see if he can sneak balls in there. If it's interceptions, it's whatever. But today, no picks. He was 11 out of 15. He threw 11 out of 15, and you know, I think they said Trey Lance should have thrown 2 picks, but he threw 1. But I mean, hey man, I think it lit a fire under this man, and he's looking to go out there. So it'll be exciting to see. You know what I mean? To see if he proves people like myself wrong and all the doubters and stuff like that. But wait. I mean, Ronbo, the team just
you know, Seahawks reign. Don't talk about Pro Bowl quarterbacks, y'all. Hey, focus on him, beat him up. All right, go ahead, Shay.
Yeah, come on, Seahawks reign. You come in here. Listen, hold on. Let me pause what I gotta say really quick. Seahawks reign. Seahawks reign. Y'all lost to a quarterback that had 4 fingers on his throwing hand. You know, in the playoff game in your own house.
That's
so
right.
not only did y'all lose in Seattle, but y'all lost to a guy that was out there with 9 fingers. And is now on the Lions and is in a rebuild mode. So let's take that in consideration.
And
you know what I mean. So let's relax about that.
And Drake Greenlaw owns realty right around the Clink.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. He owns a bunch of real estate in the Clink, Ronbo. But back to what I was saying before. I was really interrupted by Seahawks reign. Yeah, Ronbo. The team looks healthy, man. The team looks healthy. Ayuk looked good. He had like 4 catches. Debo had 3 catches. Debo looks a little bit thicker. But they're saying, they're saying Jason Verrett, man, looks the healthiest he's been too. And they're saying Jason looks like he's put on some weight on his lower body. Yeah. Like they said his thighs look pretty massive right now on his calves. So they're saying a lot of good things. Yeah, I think Grant said that, and John Meadowcroft. I watched the Haberman and Meadowcroft podcast.
Yeah, those guys are
and then Brian Peacock, all those guys and stuff like that. But they were all giving their opinions. So we look good, Rumble. We look healthy. That's what we wanted, right? So and I know we got all the news from Jeff Wilson. Sadly, we get him, but I mean, it looks like it worked out for the best, right? Drafting 2 running backs, in Elijah Mitchell and Trey Sermon, man.
I think they knew about our guy back then. That's because they never do that.
Ronbo, that's the thing though, because nobody had a report, and then all of a sudden he just had a surgery. It's not like normally, when you, obviously he's not going to attend rookie minicamp, but normally when you have an injury, it's like it happens at camp or something or a headline. Like all of a sudden we just woke up today and they're like, oh, Jeff Wilson had a surgery today. So it's almost like they knew he was going to have a procedure, so they decided to double down on running back. And they also bought Gallman in too for that. So now I think they'll all make it. I think Mitchell, Sermon, Gallman, and Bosa are the running backs moving forward with JaMychal Hasty either on the practice squad or with the 2 new COVID roster spots you get. He might make it. So we'll see. But I know
it'll probably be Mitchell versus Hasty then for that spot.
Yeah, probably. But Ronbo, I mean, the team looks good, man. I mean, everybody looks healthy. Everybody looks explosive. So I'm just excited, man. I'm excited to see some preseason games and get more coverage out tomorrow and see what's going on and stuff.
Can't wait for that.
But yeah, Ronbo, the Dwelly thing though, the Dwelly thing is massive. But I know we got to go, Ronbo. So shout out to my It is. It is. Shout out to my TNT guys. Shout out to you, Ronbo. Shout out to Production.
Thanks, fam.
And you guys have a good night, brother. God bless you.
You too,
And
Shay.
Seahawks Rain, shut up.
I know,
Seahawks
man.
trash.
Put
All right, Ronbo.
Talk to you tomorrow, Shay. Have a good night. Yeah, I got to see this. And, if this works and the 49ers end up not being getting through the season with minimum amounts of injuries, I'm going to get mad, right? I'm going to say, hey, you guys all came in ready this year. Why haven't you been doing that in the last 2 years? I thought it was the stadium. It was you. Elvis.
Ronbo.
Ellis. Man, you got a shout out earlier. Was that Steven or was that anyway, Ellis, your fan following is growing. You know what I'm saying?
What happened? What I miss?
No. Somebody just came in and mentioned you earlier in very favorable ways. I just thought I'd tell you about that in case you missed it.
Well, okay, man. Shout out to that fella, whoever that was, man. I appreciate it greatly, man.
Right at the beginning of the program.
Much respect.
That was.
Okay,
Ellis,
thank you. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to hear. Yes, sir.
What would you take from today's workout? I think that some of the things should be just taken lightly. I kind of expected what happened today. You've seen people do what they normally do, and then you've seen some people that may have done a little bit. I think only Grant decided to go after Trey in his first day. Everything else pretty much could be expected. But what did you take from it?
Man, we had well, let's get the Jeff Wilson Jr. out the way.
I know.
That was quite the news to get out of nowhere, and it makes complete sense. And but nobody's really. I think it's disappointing only because of how much and how excited a lot of us as fans gets when Jeff Wilson Jr. is in the game and he's getting the ball, and we're seeing his hard work and dedication, his patience, and his opportunity, being seized at the same time, and he's taking advantage of it. So we probably won't see him until November? Then is that what it's looking like, or
4 to 6 months? That's. Yeah, count them.
Low key, feeling like kind of like ballpark, maybe November. We'll just kind of get, and we're not going to even know. Go ahead.
No, I was counting the months. You're right. November.
Okay.
They said he missed the entire regular season. That's not the entire regular season, though. Yeah. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, and just depending on when he comes back, is he going to be up to speed right away? Is he going to need some time to get readjusted? Which of course that's going to happen naturally. But anyway, I'm just glad and thankful, like a lot of us are, man, that we got those running backs, and that was probably already, preordained. You know what I'm saying? As far as that being a necessity, and Kyle knowing that was going to be something Wilson was expected. And I feel like I remember hearing something about him needing to get a surgery or something. And as one of his interviews, one of a post-game interview or some kind of interview Jeff Wilson had.
Yeah.
That he might have said that. I don't know. I kind of feel like I remember or recall hearing something about that, because I just heard somebody bring it up. Was that Shay that brought it up?
Shay brought it up. When did you think you heard that, though? Was that the end of last season or?
Yeah, I kind of feel like it would have been towards the end or just after last season, maybe after the last game. I don't know, or whatever. And Jeff Wilson just happened to get interviewed, and I feel like that might have been something he said before. I feel like I remember hearing him say that. Anyway, I'm just glad, and that clearly that was already something that Kyle had, and they had arranged, or were already under the impression of. So they were just doing what was necessary and getting those two backs, two great backs. And Jermichael Hasty's got his work cut out for him if he thinks he's going to take Elijah Mitchell's spot.
I know.
And I love me some Jermichael Hasty, but this boy Elijah Mitchell's he's going to do some dirt. And Trey Sermon is a big, fast. He's looking really good and great. He's gotten a lot more faster. Looks like he's gotten a great condition, and trim, down, because I think that was probably the issue that was holding his speed. But he's big, he's fast, he's strong, relentless. He can catch the ball, and he's tall. And I like, it was a sleeper for me. Like I didn't even, hear nothing about him. I was hearing about all of the running backs from UNC and just everywhere else. And, so that was a good pickup, man. As long as he can stay healthy. I know there was some concerns with his health, but if we can get him a healthy, Trey Sermon for, a whole season, we got, Gallman and Raheem. Hopefully Raheem can stay healthy. I think I'm more concerned about, Raheem because of his age than I would be a Trey Sermon, maintaining, health just with the age difference. But, all it takes is one play or, one situation, to change the circumstances of anybody. But
it's a scary thing, especially
excited.
running
Ross
backs.
Welly getting big. Yeah, man. And before you know it, we could be down 2 backs. Well, I mean, we're already down a back now. Here we all just thought we had, we got Jeff Wilson, and that's one of our key guys we're looking forward to having come back. And, now he's not going to be there for a minute. So, things can change real quickly.
He may come back just in time because, we go through running backs like tissue. So when Jeffrey Wilson's ready to play in November, it might be Jeffrey Wilson's back. We're good. We're talking like that because we go through 4 and 5 running backs every year. It's every year. Man.
Right.
So.
Right. Ross Dwelly putting on some weight. Jimmy was looking good. And, I heard a couple of things about Trey getting the ball kind of high out there. So I'm just hoping that, he's making sure he's adjusting to those things. It's not just a new thing. It's kind of something I think that probably has been going on. And there's certain things you can do mechanically. You have to, with your motions, with the way that you do pass the ball, there's a way that you can bring that ball down. I know Kyle was saying something about there's not a real way you can kind of, bring the ball down. Or he was saying something, and while he's saying it, I'm thinking, Kyle, that's bullshit. But anyway,
because Grant was messing with
just because I played the position and I know, but I mean, he's gonna improve. He's gonna do better. I just. Those things can be costly down the field and stuff like that. So that was a pretty good analysis.
He's got a powerful arm. That's one of the
things. And he's going to do it. Yeah, and I'm not afraid of that. And it's going to be good. And watching Jimmy's got a nice touch when he throws the ball and his release and stuff that he's developed and stuff. So
we're gonna go. I just got embarrassed. We're still in the month of May. Itchy says June 2nd, Ronbo. I've got to stop drinking. June 2nd is the next time the media will be out. Not tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
I think I'll see you a little bit later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Brother Ronbo.
Thank you, fam. Appreciate you. You know this.
It's all good. Yes, sir. Yeah, as always, man. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. We're trying to get to that 50K, man. Go in there and hit that subscribe button right now if you're not subscribed to the Ronbo Sports. Man, peace and love to everybody out there, man. Y'all stay blessed.
Hey, back at you. And say hey to the kids for me. All right, Ellis. Night, fam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Peace, man.
All right. And there's an individual on the screen. Oh, super chat. Hey, Tommy, my man, the blues man, Tommy Huxley, and his adorable wife, Anna Maria. Seahawks do not reign. Anything just choking on the 1 yard line. Seahawks, Seahawks rate, you know what we got to do? He enjoys the back and forth. He enjoys the back and forth between us.
What's up, Ronbo?
There's an individual on the screen. Oh, you got some kind of feedback. Hey, Tommy, kill that speaker. Tommy Huxley and his adorable wife, Anna Maria. Seahawks do not you need to mute that speaker. It's feeding back.
Where?
That's got to be you. You're the only one over.
You know what we got to do? He enjoys back and forth.
Is that Grayson? All right.
What's up, Ronbo?
You're going to have to do something about that speaker. It's feeding into your mic. All right, we'll be back.
Hey,
there's double speaker. Hold on.
Cut it. The noise is driving me nuts.
Are you on the...
Okay. Grayson, you got to get rid of that. You got a speaker blaring into your... anytime you got a speaker going in your background, it goes right into your mic, and then you get this weird thing going on. All right, so you got to kill that speaker. In the meantime, let's... who we got next? All right. I need somebody up here. Okay. It seems maybe it's not your fault, Grace. Let's see what's going on here. I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, it's that man that 49ers Ultra Report now believes is the Messiah. He is. I love that face.
I don't know what to say. Except for it's Niners all day.
There you go. And you could bust out and say, "Let my people go." Hey, by the way, if you're Jewish, I'm just playing. I've always enjoyed Moses saying that. Okay, I am anything but anti-Semitic. I do that all the time.
Just be thankful I'm not the quarterback on the team. I'll be up there, Ecclesiastes 3:14, ready, break. I'm just kidding.
Hey, Norm, did you get a kick out of practice today? What did you take from that?
Didn't even see it.
Okay.
Didn't have to see it. No, I'm
Okay.
just kidding. I saw little highlights here and there. I've seen glances of Trey and JG next to each other, looking like Steve Young and Joe Montana was back in the 80s. I'm just playing. I thought I was gonna catch on that. I can see him in the comments now.
So, man, hey, that's about two droppers reminds us of Joe Montana.
To Joe Montana. I'm not gonna do that to y'all, man. Release yourselves from that genjutsu.
I know.
And all these other genjutsus y'all been in, like with all these trays and just pay attention to what's going on the field. They're telling you what's going on. And all these press conferences, nobody pay. I haven't even watched the press conference, Ronbo. I'm gonna check it out after I'm done with this.
You'll love it.
I don't have to just because I know what's going on. Just by paying attention to what's going on to this podcast. This team is set up for greatness. And I appreciate the guys, some of the sensible ones that came on before I showed up. And y'all know who you are.
Mm.
The ones who made sense, y'all know who you are. I appreciate y'all's feedback. Emilio, especially, that's my guy, man. That's my guy right there. Look, but Trey is in the right place, man. Both Treys is in the right place, actually.
Mm. And D Ford.
Everybody's healthy now, Ronbo.
Huh?
Everybody's healthy now.
And got bigger. Everybody's working out like crazy. And that comes from shame, Norm. Shame will make a man do things he wouldn't have ordinarily been doing. 49ers thought they could just show up last year and win a Super Bowl.
What shame?
Now they know better.
What shame from 2020?
Yes.
Everybody had a shame for 2020, didn't they? Everybody had some shame in their 2020, didn't they? Not me.
Include the Chiefs.
Not me. Wasn't no shame in my game all 2020, but I've seen some shame. And then it was like the Buccaneers didn't have no shame either, but I ain't talking about them right now. I'm talking about 2021.
There you go.
Who's like the LA? Do you see the LA Rams? Like they think they're gonna do the same thing the Buccaneers did. They're gonna be mad when it's a division rival who does the same thing in that house.
Man, the Rams.
That would suck. Like the first stadium, the first Super Bowl in LA, and their division rival is the one that
they're gonna get ran out. And they're going to be more 49er fans in there when we play them.
And the division rival is not, I know which division rival is not going to be. It's not going to be them chickens. That's why Seahawks brand is in there talking down. I don't know. I don't know how old you are, Seahawks brain, but you must not be mature enough to realize the end of the dynasty that already died on the 1 yard line a few years ago. So we ain't going to talk about that. I'm talking about
regular season wins. 10 years from now, nobody's going to remember your regular season wins. It's the ring, is the thing.
But that's
why y'all telling me, y'all always talking about the old 49er championships. They never get old.
That's the same thing for these Niners this year. We can get all these wins. We done predicted all these wins. It doesn't matter. This team has to set themselves up to win in the tournament, in the tourney. That's the real journey.
Only thing that Bill remembered. That's the one that goes up
with
in
Jimmy
history.
And with both quarterbacks being healthy, because we ain't got to say no names. With all the quarterbacks, with the quarterback room being strengthened, it pretty much sets a fire to every other position in the league, as you notice in Kyle Shanahan's system. When the quarterback room is fired up, the rest of the team just flows with it. So this year, the quarterback room is looking kind of saucy right now. It's really don't pay attention to what the rumors is talking about. If you don't pay attention to that, if you just look at the highlight footage.
You mean Josh Rosen starting?
Even Josh Rosen isn't cohesive. Like, you know what?
Wait, Norm. Did you see on Bleacher Report with that dude that bet a certain amount of money? I forgot how much money he lost, but he bet the farm that Josh Rosen would be the starter this year, and they showed his face. Looked like somebody peed on him. I couldn't stop laughing.
So look, so this is for everybody who don't like Jimmy G. This for everybody who does like Jimmy G. This for everybody who loves Jimmy G. Expect Jimmy G to start this year.
Yeah.
So, and this is for everybody who don't like Jimmy G. Expect Trey Lance to start this year.
Everybody should be happy in that case.
And if you don't care about any of that, expect Josh Rosen to start this year.
Norm, stop it. You know, hey, Sudfeld should get some time. Sudfeld get. How many quarterbacks are we carrying on this team?
I mean, you mean Elijah Mitchell might be a quarterback. You never know.
Hey, we do have somebody on the team that's not playing quarterback that actually is a quarterback, I think. I know Juice can quarterback, but there seems to be somebody else.
There is. We're going to figure it out by the end of this year.
But anyway, you know, Norm, you got running backs everywhere. We lost one running back. We run out of time. Oh man!
What if Aaron Banks? What if Aaron Banks is the quarterback that
No, we got to go. On that note, that was
I'm
good.
gonna see y'all. All right, for real. And that's all I'm gonna say for this Niners all day.
God, that's hilarious. 320-pound quarterback. I gotta see that.
Scoring 20 touchdowns in 2021.
And then when the defensive lineman come to tackle him, what you
and
want?
6 on the ground.
Get out of my
face. I'm out.
Night,
bye, y'all.
Blame Norm for acting silly. Steven Hernandez, that man licking his lips like Pete to a bag of gum. Ronbo put me on TNT right quick.
I can see that.
So tell me if
20 touchdowns in 2021.
And then when the defensive lineman come to tackle him,
Grayson, I don't know what you got to do, but you got to make some adjustments. Your speaker's still blaring into your mic.
Blame Norman for acting.
All right, Grayson, we're going to go until you figure that out. Because we can't. It sounds crazy. Okay, I don't think Grayson. Until they can figure that out. All right. Anyway, Grayson, you got to get that figured out. I don't know what it is, but you've got a speaker that's busting into your mic, and it's like everything I just said is coming back. So I don't know what you're going to do. Hey, Robert.
Ronbo, what's going on, man?
Robert, man, we're just going over the OTAs from today and some of the things that happened. Debo and Ayuk had a great day catching the ball. Jimmy and Trey, he was out there looking good. The surprise of the day, though, is the fact that Juwan Jennings was out there looking good. And Jalen Hurd is healthy. There's lots of good things. And, by the way, Robert, do you remember how Ross Dwelly was built up pretty good, right? But he's never been bigger than George Kittle, right?
Nah, he ain't been that big.
Rumor is
he put on about 10 pounds, 8 to 10 pounds of muscle.
Bigger than George?
He said he's a true number 2 tight end. Okay, quit playing with that man.
I believe you. I ain't gonna argue with him. I'll take it.
He got hands now. The man does have hands.
Well, now he can block and beat people up.
I got an idea for you, Ronbo.
Go ahead.
I got an idea for you. I've been watching the chat. Man, we got a lot of Seahawks. I see, like, from everywhere in the NFL, AFC, NFC. Hey, why don't you put together some package? Hey, if y'all donate $100 super chat, Ronbo will say something nice about your team. In the chat, we'll find something nice to say about you, too. Come on, give us some money.
I like that deal, Robert. I like that a lot.
Hey, we're Empire. We about big books.
That's it. We eat nations up. Because them dudes come in there every time knowing that they're going to start fights on purpose.
I don't understand. Y'all ain't got one of these? Oh, I'm sorry. but hey, my thing is, I think he's looking real good, man. Like he gonna be able to block now, like you said. So hey, he won't be a liability in the running game. 21 packages on the field.
Robert, do you know that Robert Ross Dwelly might be the kind of guy that's got tired of people saying George Kittle needs somebody to run with him, and Ross probably sitting there. What's wrong with me? I'm out here. I'm catching the ball. Ross, this is gonna be funny.
Hey, and can catch.
Yes.
And can catch. So yeah, we just hope that weight don't sacrifice, any speed or any athleticism. I got a question though. At what point do we start questioning the training staff about our,
as far as getting hurt?
Getting hurt. Like,
I was questioning them last year.
Didn't they come from? Did they come from a hockey franchise or something like that?
And they're supposed to be using. They call themselves a sports science group. So if you're got an intellect about this kind of thing, but you know what? It's said that they help players recover. They're not about prevention as much as they are recovery, right? So I'm not sure what the point of having that kind of unit is.
Right. Without a prevention unit, I mean, prevention should be first.
So
that would, in my opinion.
But the guys can do things too. Robert, Debo is getting on my nerves. You got to stretch that muscle out. Make sure you're thoroughly warmed up, and flexibility is a must. I don't care if you have to check into yoga classes. This is your profession. Do whatever you can do to stop hurting your muscles. Stretch out. Get loose.
Yeah, I agree with that. Me coming from being a runner, one thing like when you get so big, especially in your legs, and you
flexibility.
Lift for power. Yeah, you lose flexibility in those hamstrings. I pulled the muscle. I know what you're talking about.
I was talking about that earlier. I have too. And you're only going to do that when you explode. Because if you run, as I said, running 200 meters, 400 meters, I got plenty of time for the muscles to relax. Because you got to relax when you're running like kind of distance and running hard anyway. But if you're going to explode 100 meters and things like that, those muscles say, oh, twang, oh, man. That's going to take a month to
like
heal.
You said, you need, when you're that big and bulky, you need to do more running. You need to loosen up more. You need to, make sure you, like you said, if you got to go to the extra length of, treat your body like a kingdom. You got to do extra things when Debo's, he's a tree trunk. So, he really needs to work on his legs and keep them in shape, or his career might go the wrong way.
Sitting on the bench all the time. But when he brings them huge legs around that corner on that sweep, boy, people pay trying to hit him.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you might as well get a ticket because you're going to take a ride on that train.
You tell Debo through that corner. He's looking for somebody to get in the way, too. Debo's not trying to avoid people. That's why I get a kick out of Debo.
No.
He goes looking for you. Bam! You can actually hear that crap.
So it look like Trey going to have to step up for real. Trey Sermon and our other running back, Mitchell.
Yeah.
They're going to have to step up. Because we going, we was depending on Jeff.
It's all right. You know what? We got a lot of running backs. He'll be back at the end of the season. Actually, toward November, December. Robert, man, let me go. And I'll tell you what, I'll be looking for you probably day after tomorrow. I guess, let's do it again.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, man.
All right. Y'all have a beautiful night. And
You
somebody
too,
get
Robert.
y'all kids out the street. All these kids playing with these grown folks.
And interrupted when grown folks was talking. I haven't heard that in a long time, Robert. Hey, have a good night, fam. We didn't lose to Flacco at the halftime. That game, okay, you know what? Seahawks reign. Your time is coming. Hey, D-Flow.
What's up, Ronbo? What's happening?
D-Flow, man, we're going over the action today and the first day of the OTAs and, picking apart things that happened. The worst thing that happened today is we found out, I thought that, we lost Jeffrey Wilson Jr. for 4 to 6 months. I thought that happened during practice. No, that injury goes back a while. So, oh, man, really?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that report too, and that's exactly what I was thinking because I was like, why did the Niners draft 2 running backs in the draft? They hardly I'd never do that. They get them off the undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
You know, then all of a sudden they go draft 2, so they knew what
They knew it was up. They knew it was up. I don't know why they waited so long for them to get a procedure done. If your meniscus is torn, you go ahead and get that done immediately. You know what? I guess they're not going to tell us. They don't want us to know any more than we know. So I guess we might as well quit questioning it.
That could be that, and maybe they want to stash him on the IR. That's the only way I can think of.
Yeah.
Because they don't want nobody to pick up Jeffrey Wilson. They don't want to get him cut, so that's why you just stack him on the IR.
But you know he wants to play, though. I think this is interesting. You never know about the strategies going on an NFL franchise. There could be things going that we have no idea what the truth is. This could be one of those. D-Flow, that's a good theory. Since we go through running backs like crazy every year anyway.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And what's the story? I haven't seen Ross the Boss Dwelly, but I heard he got big. He got swole.
I gotta go look for them photos because I didn't look at the film. I just read what was going on. I gotta go see this. If Dwelly looks bigger than George Kittle, you can see clearly. I'm gonna think it's Chris. What's his name? Actually, our tight ends. What's the other? Not McKibbitz. Charlie Warner. George says Charlie Warner be lifting like trees. So all them dudes are like huge. I gotta see this. The tight end room must be grisly.
That, and you know what? Because I think the reason why, because Ross had his moments when Kittle went down.
Yeah, he did.
And what was the other? And Jordan Reed when he went down, like he stepped up. But I think Shanahan has to learn how to not have a doghouse no more because how is he going to get good players? Because every time Ross Dwelly gets his number called, like him and Richie James, once their numbers get called, they excel.
Yeah.
For some reason, from what I heard, from the reason why Ross didn't really get that much participating, because he wasn't blocking. He wasn't good in his blocking assignment.
And Shanahan's
so
serious about that.
That put Ross the Boss Dwelly in the doghouse.
Mm-hmm.
And once you're in Kyle's doghouse, it's hard for you to get out.
Yep.
And basically, from what I heard, even his dad,
same
Mike,
way.
It's the same way. That doghouse is real. So that's probably why Ross, got swelled up because he knows the only way I'll agree about Grant that Kittle that Ross is better than Kittle is his hands because man, he got some hands.
Wait a minute. D-Flow, who started? Somebody else says this tonight. Did somebody say Ross Dwelly was better than George Kittle?
No, but you said I heard that Grant.
Somebody said something. Like it was Grant.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. And so I was
Grant
like, you know what? Nah. I'm like, see, you're right in a small a portion of what you just said. Like blocking, Kittle's way better.
Yes.
Yards after catch, Kittle's better. The only way I'm gonna say Ross is better is the hands. Like Ross, I don't think I've yet seen Ross drop a ball. Yes.
Yeah, he makes some good grabs. But, there's no need in comparing those two. One's a Pro Bowler, and the other one's a backup. It's just comical conversation. So.
And what do you think about this? Ross in the slot. Put him in the slot because he can catch. He was a receiving tight end in college. When he went to college, he was a receiving tight end.
Yeah.
So he's used to, going a double coverage bracketing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's used to all that contested catch.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we're looking for a wide receiver, if any ball's thrown to him, he's like 6'5", right?
Yeah, he's got size.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He got size. So that's him, and once the ball's thrown, he catches it. He has a glove. Like he has stickum in his gloves because he just catches it.
And and Jalen Hurd, we're gonna have some big guys running around out there this year. Like Jalen Hurd and Jawan Jennings look good today as well. We'll see how this progresses. That they continue to look good. The preseason game, D-Flow, that's gonna be the night. Man, the first preseason game, any of these guys look like they look in practice, and they take it right on into a preseason game where you got hostile opposition. Now we're gonna see.
Yeah, but when it comes to Jalen Hurd, you know what? Like,
I know, right?
you know, the
Don't
best
get your hopes
ability
up.
is availability.
Yeah, let's
You
wait.
know, and so far he hasn't been available. He only played one game. Yes, he did good, but don't forget, people tend to forget he was playing against third and fourth stringers. We don't know how good he would be
and
with
Cowboys.
second or first string.
But his
and it was the Cowboys.
But you know what? His techniques. If you looked at his technique in the end zone, that'll work on anybody. He just abused them
yeah,
dudes.
that was beautiful.
Huh.
Yeah,
D-Flow.
yeah, no, that was beautiful. But then again, you know, that
gotta
was
wait.
against, you know, fourth string, fifth string, you know.
That's true. That's exactly true. D-Flow, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see you. I'm not sure. Maybe day after tomorrow for sure. Not tomorrow. I found out June 2nd is not tomorrow. That's why I'm gonna switch my beverage because to stop drinking this stuff. But D-Flow, have a good night, fam.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right. Steven Hernandez says, Grayson, fix your mic and get ready to read this verbal work I'm going to give you when you hop on. Ronbo, add your boy to... oh, we did that a minute ago. Grayson, somebody said you're just messing with me. I'm not bringing you back in if you're going to play that
I'm not
game.
messing with you.
What? Oh, you got the mic off?
I'm not an audio tech guy. I'm really just, I only got the mic so that Rosetta Stone could hear me. But
okay.
Grayson, fix your mic and get read this verbal work I'm going to give you when you hop on.
Grayson, you're trying to listen to yourself on the show, though. You're not going to be able to do that, or else you're going to get that sound. So you have to turn that off, and then you can listen to it later. How about that?
what the hell do you mean the sound? Yeah, the mic is off. It's through the computer.
If you're watching the show, you can't get away with that because it's going to still make that sound. You got to turn that off for a while.
I turned it off.
Okay.
There we go.
So, Grayson, I suspect that you have something to bring to the conversation tonight. Grayson, you're on. Go ahead.
Gosh, I want to talk about the hypothetical trade. I want to see Aaron Rodgers in Seattle because I think that would be really cool. What do you think about that? It sounds like he's ready to leave.
No, he's definitely ready to leave. I would like to see that. I have always said between also Houston, Watson wants to leave.
I want to see.
I thought I saw Russell either go to Houston, you guys get Watson, or like you're saying now,
Russell wants to go to a winning team. I see Russell. Green Bay is a winning team, and then Aaron and Seattle's a winning team. I think it's a win-win for everyone.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe Russie can go to Texas and make them a winning team. But here's the thing.
No, Texans. No, I think Deshaun Watson just gets out of there. He goes to New England. They do the straight trade. They give up Mac Jones. They give up some picks. Whatever it takes, and they give him a career.
Listen, I have a question for you that people wanted me to ask you last time.
Sure.
What is the attitude or the feeling toward Dre Greenlaw in the Seattle area?
Dre Greenlaw. Give me a little feedback. Dre Greenlaw is the guy that intercepted the ball, right? That's the guy.
Yeah. And also stopped.
He should have ran. What the hell, Pete Carroll? This is what I'm saying. You don't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch. Are you fucking retarded?
Hey, also, Greenlaw's the same guy. Remember the playoff game? What's that great tight end you got? I kind of like him, actually.
Greg Olsen?
No, he's a second stringer. That actually wore us out every time we played him. Name your tight ends. You got Olsen, okay, but
I don't have the roster in front of me. I know Olsen was. No, I think he retired. I think Olsen retired. I don't think there's any. We don't have any big name tight ends right now.
Grayson, you've got a guy named Hollister as a tight end.
We have
the
Hollister.
Dude. You don't know him, Grayson? How long have you been a Seahawks fan?
I've been a Seahawks fan for a long time, but I got a lot of things floating in my head.
Yeah, you know what? This is why we pick on Seahawks fans, Grayson. Because every time we ask you guys a question about anything that went on in the past, but Grayson, this is just last year. I mean, do you have a throwback jersey?
I don't have any jerseys. I have the hat. Okay.
Also, and I'm sure everybody wants me to ask this question: have you been a Seahawks fan before 2013?
I've been a Seahawks fan as long as I've lived in Seattle. And so I've lived there, about 10 years. So I'm only 27, Ronbo.
Well, no, I mean, but the thing is, you look old enough to see when the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl. So I'm figured,
I'm a fan because I lived in Seattle, I lived in Tacoma, I lived in University Place, I lived in Everett, I lived in Marysville.
Did you say Marysville?
Oh,
California?
yeah, Marysville. No, Marysville.
Is there a
Washington.
Marysville in Seattle?
There is Marysville, Seattle. It's
Okay.
north of Everett. And
Right.
it's right up by Tulalip. It's right on the peninsula there.
Yeah. Well, you guys got a great Fisherman's Wharf. I do enjoy.
So I think where we're going to be strong is defense. Because you have Jordan Brooks in his second year. You have Jamal Adams here in his second year, his first full year. And we got some tech, and then we got Eskridge, too. So we got a new wideout.
It's a rookie.
And then maybe we'll get Aaron Rodgers, because that would be
Are people in Seattle actually hoping that Aaron Rodgers is going to come on over to Seattle?
No, I am. I think it would be cool. I think Russell Wilson wants a new start. I think Aaron Rodgers wants a new start. I think that both men are of equivalent talent. They're different talents, but they have about roughly the same value, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be a great trade. I think it'd be a great trade for both organizations.
Yeah, I got to tell you, though, Russell Wilson has saved the Hawks on many a day by that sudden blast up the middle where the game was pretty much going to be decided if Russell Wilson went down. Now, Aaron Rodgers, he's good at that, but he's not as good as Russell Wilson. Are you sure
He's
you
a
think
different
that's
player.
a good trade?
I'm not making a judgment. I'm not saying that Aaron Rodgers is better than Russell Wilson because I don't think that's true. I'm just saying I think it's better for both men to get a fresh start.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I think you got when you got a quarterback like Russell Wilson, you should actually be grateful. In fact, what's going on in Seattle? What's the
Are you
move?
saying I'm not grateful? I'm saying
you wanna
Russell
get
Wilson
Aaron
wanted
Rodgers
out.
in there?
He said he wanted to get sacked less, and then Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. I think it's just wins. Everyone's winning.
Can you blame him? I mean, Russell Wilson was setting records every year for getting sacked. That gets old, and Aaron Donald hurts. He doesn't just
So don't
sack
say I'm
us.
trying to trash my man. I'm just
He
saying
just-
I think it's better for both players.
Grayson, good luck with that. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with it, but I could see. I'm wondering what people feel like about Russell Wilson. Prepare that answer for me next time in Seattle. Is he the guy that's being booed now? Anyway, we got to go now.
No. Russell Wilson's not being booed. I'm saying Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. I'm saying Russell Wilson kind of wants out of Seattle, and Russell Wilson would do well in Green Bay, and I think Aaron Rodgers would do well in Seattle. I think it's just one of those things.
Okay. On that note, we got to go though. We'll see you the next time we're in here. Probably the day after tomorrow, I guess. All right.
Perfect.
Good night.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Oh, God. See, Seahawks Rain. See, here's, I thought that maybe, while he was doing some weird things, but he's a normal, sane person. Seahawks Rain, you need to walk under a bridge that's falling, okay? Hey, Tony!
Ronbo, how are you?
Tony, man, I'm telling you, man, after football's gotten started now, I'm getting giddy. You know what I mean? I can't wait for the weeks and days to just melt right on into preseason. The first preseason game I see, I'm going to just go nuts. I can't wait. You know what? It'll be fun, too, because by that time, Tony, all this drama, and 49er fans, a lot of us, like Trez came in early tonight, are starting to realize, stop asking for Julio. He's not coming for a number of reasons.
I think Julio goes to Lake.
So,
Well, we kind of don't know what's going to happen with Julio.
He's going to Patriotville.
At least I'm sorry?
He's going to Patriotville, looks like, isn't it? Or is that what he wants to do?
He hasn't said. That's just rumors and innuendos. People saying that.
Okay. Yeah.
So I do got some news that I heard on one of my blogs tonight. That the Falcons, I think, are going to bring Fox News up on tampering charges or something because Julio was not aware that he was on speakerphone.
Okay, but you can't. Wait a minute. You can't go after Julio. He didn't know he was on speakerphone. You got to go over the network. Shannon Sharp was out of line, right?
Yeah, that's what they said. They're going after Fox News. Fox
Oh, okay,
Sports.
that's right. That's right. That show is undisputed. It's undisputed, right? Yeah, that's Fox.
Yeah. And they said Julio's agent is unhappy with Fox. So I don't know. It's just a big drama-filled shit show. But you know what? I'm focusing on the players, on the OTAs, and how things are going. The veterans, Jake Matthews, Grady Jarrett, Matt Ryan, are providing leadership for these young guys.
How's Matt
it's
looking?
going pretty good. They're looking pretty good.
Tell me something about who, the guy I wanted, Kyle Pitts. What's Pitts looking like? Have you seen anything yet?
He looks pretty good. He's catching everything in sight. They got to get him to run the right routes all the time, you know.
Yeah, it was a rookie.
But that's why you have OTAs. You got competition.
Yeah.
So, but Mike, you remember Michael Robinson? He played with you guys at fullback out of Penn State.
Michael Robinson, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a while.
NFL Network.
Recently. Michael Robinson, yeah. Michael Robinson played for the Hawks. Yeah, right. Michael Robinson. Yeah. What about
you
him?
guys, right?
Yeah.
Well,
he played with us, and then he went to Seattle. And he's been praising them ever
you
since.
guys drafted him. Did you guys draft him?
I think so. He started with us.
Yep.
And then he went to
Seattle. He was a quarterback at Penn State, but he came out as a running back. Well, he likes, you're going to laugh at this one, Ronbo. He likes Matthew Stafford, the prospect who win MVP. I correct him.
Listen, Tony, let me tell you one thing right now. See, I got a feeling that all those dudes, what's his name that loves the Green Bay Packers, the wide receiver? All of those guys have a role to play. A lot of that is acting. They don't believe what they're saying.
Yep.
I mean,
James Jones.
James Jones. James Jones, I don't care what's going on. He's going to say nothing but good things about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. He goes down every year. He predicted, I loved it. He said, James, we know who you're going to say, but who do you think is going to win the NFC Championship between the 49ers and the Packers? Y'all know better than to ask me that question. Ain't going to be no contest. You talk about Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest of all time. And what happened in the game? Rodgers, the 49ers beat his butt so bad it was embarrassing.
He's lost 4 straight NFC championships now, 4 in a row.
Oh!
Yep.
Tony, I know we'd be out of line, but listen. Is it possible that Aaron Rodgers is slightly overrated? Just slightly.
Maybe.
You don't win. Because people call him the greatest quarterback of all time. You know, if you're the greatest quarterback of all time, you win more than one championship, and you don't lose 4 NFC championships in a row. Now, I know people are saying, it's not all Rodgers' fault. That organization sucks. That's why he's all pissed off now. I don't know.
You got to make those guys believe, and it takes a total team. And to me, Ronbo, I'm old school. Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback of all time.
You'll get no argument here. Because you know what? Tom Brady is good for this era. But Tom wouldn't have been all that back in Joe's time.
And check this out, Ronbo. I know if I woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Mm-hmm.
If Seattle had just gave Beast Mode the ball on 2nd and goal, remember they gave him to him on 1st down? He got 4 yards to play before they threw the interception.
You're not going to stop him.
He gets you 4 yards.
You're not going to stop him that close to the goal line. They go past the ball.
Give him the ball. and if we had ran the ball on 2nd and 3rd down and kicked the field goal, Tom Brady would have lost 4 Super Bowls in a row.
You know what? Here's what I don't understand. Why this is like somebody called Kyle Shanahan a genius. What is it? Genius who? It's just a clever rhyme. I got to remember. Say, fam, give me that rhyme again. Kyle Shanahan overthinks some things. He does that.
Yeah.
You could be simple sometimes. Don't get cute at the wrong time. There's no need to fool anybody. Run the ball.
Especially when the momentum switched.
Yeah.
How are your guys looking in OTAs?
Yeah, they're good right now. We've got Jeffrey Wilson Jr. got hurt, and he's going to be out a few months. Jimmy looks sharp, and Trey's setting a fire under Jimmy's butt because Jimmy's playing. Yeah. So that's going to be a great competition as that develops during the course of the season. Wide receivers, our two primetime guys are looking good. Ross Dwelly could be a force next to George Kittle. And I got to tell you, this is why I told you, Tony, why I wanted Kyle Pitts, because I want somebody to complement George. Ross Dwelly's got good hands. If he went and beefed up, because I think Kyle didn't let him play as much as he wanted to because he wasn't blocking. Kyle's got to think about blocking. You know this. So if you ain't going to block, you'll sit down. That's why running back Matty B, I believe, is become a journeyman. You know? You got to block.
And Hayden Hurst is looking real good in OTAs.
Ooh.
I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
Everybody's forgetting about him.
Tell you.
They said Kyle Pitts. But the veteran Hayden Hurst is there.
You see? And he's going to school Kyle Pitts. Rookies are
Yes, he
rookies.
is.
I don't care what they look like in college. You've got to go through a learning process, and then you can come on and be whoever you are. But thinking rookies can come right out of school and segue to the NFL and not skip a beat, come on, man. That doesn't work like that. So, anyway.
Yep. Any word on any of the free agents that are still out there, like Sherman and any?
Yeah, Sherman's supposed to be in contract talks with the 49ers. Rumor has it. I've not heard anything about it, though. So we'll see. Tony, looks like we ran out of time again. Hey, Tony, I'll be back day after tomorrow, I think. I'm saying. All right? Looking for you.
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
All right, Tony. Looking for you. Appreciate you. Night.
Thank you, Ronbo, for what you do, man.
Oh, thanks, Tony. And I see, Keyron, my man out on the East Coast. Ronbo, WTF. He don't know what team he talking about. Stop Grayson, you and the C6 just stopped. You know, poor Grayson, he epitomizes some of the things 49er fans say. Now, we always say that the Seahawks fan base is only a little over 7, 8 years old, and that sort of like reflects it. See, you can understand football when you're 18, 19, 20. He says he's 27. You can understand football when you're 17, 18, 19. And about the throwback jersey, he doesn't own any jerseys. Grayson, that's a bad look. I'm telling you. The Seahawks rain still up in there. Sometimes I want to just leave everything on and come in there. Look, there he is. Like I said, you scrubs have no elite players, just average at best players. I just want to quickly go through, okay, they got Metcalf, they got Tyler Lockett, Russell Wilson. On defense, they've lost several people, including a very good cornerback. Who's Carson? Carson's a good running back. I'll give him credit. Let's see. Your defense, Seahawks, you're going to tell me your defense isn't questionable? You guys are okay. You just lost a Pro Bowl defensive end. I can't wait to play the Hawks. Seahawks, guys, we got to find out what his social media is. So when he bails on us like he's going to do, like Tommy Testosterone and the rest of those guys that run around here and can't be found when things are going south for them, we're going to get an investigation going on and find out where these guys can be found when their ass is in a sling. Fam, anyway, you have a great night. Fam, I appreciate the contributions. You know I do. Love you, fam, and I can't wait to see you in just a little bit. You hit them likes, fam. Thanks, fam. I'll see you soon. Niners!